Are you guys ready?
I stay ready.
Yep.
Roll the intro. Good evening, foolish mortals. My name is Ryan A. Moore, and welcome to Bitcade. This is episode 24, but obviously you can tell we didn't just get rid of one person that's normally on here. We got rid of two people that are normally on here.
We have
They
a
got
game
the
now.
axe.
Yeah, we have quite a different panel going on here, but hopefully we have a good time. I have a feeling this is going to be a good episode. Welcome to BitK. This is a video game podcast of Primal Target, but joining me is
Tyler, hello.
and
Nate, what's up?
a brief introduction to both of you guys. If you guys could like sum up where they have seen you before. Nate, you were on a episode of what? What have you done with us recently? Or I guess in the
I
past.
think it was the movie podcast, wasn't it? We were talking about our favorite.
Yeah, the
top
movie
movies all
episode
time.
of PT 3600.
Yep.
Yeah. So now you get to visually see who he looks like now.
Awesome. Yep.
Yeah,
The black
now-
roommate.
Yeah. now you're officially on the social medias now.
Yep.
So yeah.
Diversity.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm a target now.
And also joining me is Tyler. So where have we seen you on the internet at some point?
Well, I do my own YouTube channel.
Get in there a little bit. Again, do not be afraid of these
Okay.
microphones. The closer you are, the better you're gonna sound.
Well, I'm
so.
gonna have to hold it. Like,
I think you can go.
well, yeah, but then like, oh, I guess I have my foot on.
Yeah, it's already tipping over.
Yeah, I got my foot on. I barely like holding on. To
yeah,
this.
yeah.
I have my own YouTube channel. TKashikoi. I also recorded with you. Is it the P3600?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the anime episode.
Yeah, that will be coming out soon, so stay tuned for that. It's a good episode.
Weebin and Dweebin.
Yeah. So we have got a couple topics here that we're going to be talking about. Topic number 1 is going to be Xbox, PS4, Nintendo Switch. One must go. Our next topic will be what's next for Rockstar, and our last topic we'll be doing is what makes it a good story game. So let's get on with our first topic. Xbox, PS4, Switch, one must go. Tyler, this is your topic. What is this shenanigans game that we have to kill one of the brands here?
Well, because I recently just got my PS4. Like, I'm late to the party, but when they first announced the new Xbox and the PS4,
Mhm.
the debate was with my friends which one to get, and it just came down to, well, first when they didn't have the backwards capability, we just said screw it, we're going to Xbox, because like with PlayStation, there's a lot of first party games that we wanted to play, like Uncharted, God of War, and all that. But
Yeah.
when both of them said, no, we can't, the PS3 games, you can't play it. So we're like, oh, okay. So all my group of friends, we went Xbox. Flash forward now, I feel like Xbox has dropped the ball on their first party games, and PlayStation is just killing it with their first party. And then Nintendo just does their own thing, and it's just amazing. So what I just got my question, like, okay, I have all three consoles. If I had to get rid of one, which one would I do? And I think I would pick Xbox because of what I just said. Literally, like, the only two first-party games that I have, like, I care about still for Xbox is Gears and Halo, and to me they're both going downhill. Halo more than Gears. I liked Gears 4 better than Halo 5, but Xbox now is the multiplayer console, and PlayStation is single player, and PlayStation is killing it. God of War, Persona, Spider-Man, Uncharted, just any first player.
Horizon.
Yeah,
The Last
yeah,
of Us.
yeah. See, you're proving my point.
Yeah.
What does Xbox have? Like
Sunset Overdrive.
Forza.
Yeah, Forza every year.
Yeah.
Guaranteed at like a 9. No, no.
Literally.
I get it. So that is who do you want us to go first? Who do you want to ask this question to first? You want to go Nate or me?
Let's go you.
Okay. So for me, I would get rid of my PlayStation 4. And I have now here's the thing about my stuff is I have the Xbox One X, Scorpio Edition, the PlayStation 4 Pro, and the Nintendo Switch. So I have the two top of the line consoles that exist for both the major parties. Obviously not Nintendo because they don't have a pro version of it. But the reason why
Yep.
is because I play all of my games on my Xbox, and my Switch literally is just my Game Boy. Like I literally just travel with it.
Yeah.
And my PC, I dabble a little bit, but my PlayStation 4 is literally sitting on my shelf unplugged. And now, again, I have an X, so when I look at my stuff and I buy a third-party game, if it's going to be in 4K, it's going to be on the Xbox. It's not true 4K on the PS4. It's some sort of weird combination of it. So and then in even some games, now I will say you get 60 frames a second on PlayStation, so there's a little tit for tat on that. But I don't know. I guess I prefer the controller also. I think the Xbox controller feels better than the DualShock. I know a lot of people don't agree with that either.
See, I don't care. Like they both feel nice to me, but you brought up a good point with the whole 4K. I don't care about that.
Yeah,
And then,
see, that's not the thing.
So like, and going back to the multiplayer games, most of the multiplayer games that you can play on Xbox, you can play on PlayStation. It's just Halo and Gears
Yeah.
for the most part that are only Xbox.
Yeah, I mean there have been times where you kind of look at with Xbox, it's a little hard to be like, oh, I'm a true green player. Like I will play everything that comes to it. And then when a game comes out for it and it scores like a 5, you're like, oh well, that sucks. Like I guess that is, and like we just mentioned, like Forza Horizon and Forza Motorsport, they are the racing games. Like Gran Turismo tried to come back. They're not coming out every year like how Forza has 2 teams working on those games. So you have Playground, you got Turn 10, both pumping out those games every year, off and on. So it's like, I don't know. I will say, like, I guess generalizing to each console, though, I think the Xbox ecosystem is a lot better than the PlayStation ecosystem. So if you look at like games, obviously, I guess PlayStation would take the title because they have all these exclusives. But I think mechanically, the Xbox just takes a lot of it. Game Pass is like light years ahead with what PlayStation's got going on
Yeah,
with their thing.
I'll give you that.
The cross-play thing that Xbox has, and especially the hand-in-hand stuff that they're doing with Nintendo, is really cool. And the fact that Xbox Play Anywhere, where like you buy an Xbox game, you get the Xbox game over on PC, and Nate, you can attest to that because that's why you got rid of your Xbox. Yeah. So it's like, I think the ecosystem of the Xbox is a lot better than PlayStation because I think they've just had it right longer, and PlayStation's just catching up to that.
Yeah.
And then with Nintendo, it's like, well, Nintendo is kind of the bastard child, even though they're kind of the older one of the group. So it's like, they just kind of show up, and then everyone accepts what they got going on for them.
They don't need to play the console war game.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, they're the old dog.
But I also think, though, they do need to step up in some ways.
Oh, their online is atrocious.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're doing with their online. Like, they still have the friend code. Like, you don't have to do it by, like, why can't you do it by gamertag? Like, why can't you get that?
I think it's because they give you such low characters to make a gamertag. And so everyone, like, I don't think I can use Medieval Bronco, which is what I normally use. So I had to make up a new one, which is irritating.
That's the acronym.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's stupid.
So, like, one of them is my initials on my DS, and the one on my Switch is, like, I think Turnt Kiwi or something like that. It's, like, some weird. So, but yeah, I think if I was to get rid of one, probably my PlayStation 4, just because I don't play it as much as my Xbox. My Xbox is definitely my main console. My Switch is like probably my second, and it's pretty far, and then my PC. So I don't know. What about you, Nate?
Okay, so we're only getting rid of
Yeah,
current gen
Yeah.
Xbox, so it's not like washing away any.
What does that mean?
Like, so you're not I don't know, you're not getting rid of like the 360 games and stuff like that. So it's only like current if you have Xbox.
Yeah,
One,
it's
PS4,
as
so-
it stands right now. If you had all 3 of them, and I walked into your room and I'm like, we have to sell one of these things.
So you're walking into my room.
I mean, obviously, we're saying in this hypothetical situation, you had a Switch.
Okay.
So let's say you had a Switch, you had an Xbox, you had a PS4. We walked in and we're like, hey man, we got to get rid of one of these things. Which one
And
do
I
you
still have
have?
my PC.
Yes, your PC is not included in this.
Okay. Well, so for
As of
Chicago
a part of
3,
this situation right now.
I will get rid of the Switch.
Okay.
Quite easily for me. I mean, first of all, I have not played any of the first party exclusives on the Switch. I've not played Zelda. I've not played Mario. So that would be the easiest one for me to give up.
Okay.
They look the least appealing to me, just from like a mature game standpoint. I know they rate really highly, but that would be the easiest one for me to give up.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like the PS4 you can't. That's like a requirement to have at this point.
as for this generation,
Yeah.
yeah.
Ooh.
Because that was definitely all
Those are
pro
fun.
Xbox. Had the day one edition, first day it came out. I actually really liked some of the Xbox exclusives in the first half of the generation. Rise, Sunset Overdrive, Halo 5.
Yeah, they were really on the ball, and then they just dropped.
Yeah.
They dropped it down the cliff.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened, and
Quantum Break, which also was a great game.
I really like Quantum Break. It just didn't.
I never played it.
Yeah, and then Remedy's making a new game that's almost exactly like Quantum Break.
Control.
Just on all platforms now. So it's like, well, damn.
Yep.
Yeah, and Titanfall was exclusive.
That's true.
Dude, Titanfall was dope though. I never played the second one, but I remember like playing the first one
Yeah.
at a time where I was so burnt out on first-person shooters, and it got me back in.
Yeah, I guess it just kind of comes down to that game style that you like, if in that ecosystem you want to just put yourself a part of. Because let me ask you this, Nate.
Uh-huh.
You did
Yep.
get rid of your Xbox,
Right.
So why?
So I don't really play multiplayer games. So being able to like have the Xbox and still play with other people wasn't a big deal. And since I can play all the first party Microsoft games on my PC, I just play them on PC.
There you go. There you go.
So with the was it like you buy it on Xbox and you can play it on PC?
Yes.
Or vice versa.
Yeah. So when Gears 4 came out, my friend bought it physical, and for some strange reason, he cannot get it on his PC because he bought it physical.
Yes.
That is
yes.
the dumbest thing.
Yeah, because it's a physical item. So if you buy it digitally, the benefit of so the way I'm looking at it as when Xbox does something like that is they're giving you the incentive to give them $60, because when you give something $60, you look at why is it $60 still. This is at least what I did. Is why am I spending $60 on Halo 5? Or okay, maybe Gears of War is a better example because they actually did it with this.
Right.
So it's like, well, if you buy it $60 through us, we're getting 100% of the profit because it's a Microsoft game and it's going through our store. Because every store has to get a percentage. They only get like $5 out of the game, but still, they all get a percentage. There's cost of making the disc, there's cost of distributing the disc, and there's cost of advertising the disc. So, and printing all those little stupid manuals. Now,
What manuals? There's no manuals.
now there
anymore.
isn't. But there's the leaflets. They all cost. It costs money.
It's so piss
Bad
poor
for them.
now.
Yeah.
They're so piss poor you can't even call it. It's like
Yeah, it's an advertisement or
it's
whatever.
a coast. It's an advertisement or like something you give to your dog to chew up or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Don't do that to your dogs.
So with what Microsoft does is like you give us $60 and you get to own this game on all platforms that we contribute to, which is the PC and for Xbox. So that's their like, I guess their incentive of you buying those. But that's why when I bought it, Gears of War, I was like, well, I'm buying it this way. Or if you bought Cuphead, you own Cuphead on PC as well. And I guess that's kind of their way of doing that. And I mean, yes, it does kind of suck for the people that do buy it physically, but it's like you made the choice. So
Well, let me add that we also bought the Steelbook, so we paid an extra $20.
yeah, you paid
We paid more. We paid more, and we only got one. Like I get what you're saying.
No, you got the Steelbook. That's what you paid
yeah,
for.
yeah. Well, like exactly. But like we got the day one, whatever season pass. I don't know what. It's been so long, but
Yeah.
like we forked over extra money for like the limited edition. What I don't care.
Yeah, because it came out
Yeah.
days early. It came out
Yeah.
a week early, so that and the people that got it would be able to play it, and then also get a whole bunch of in-game
yeah,
stuff.
but like we bought the game. Like
Yeah.
we're both of us were long-standing Gears fans. Give us this little bone. Like I mean,
Yeah,
come on. Like
no,
it's
I
so
get it.
simple.
But there's
like-
no DRM on that, so they can't.
They
You
can't
could easily give that to a
check.
friend. Or
Yeah,
something.
But see, that
Sell
that
it
goes
multiple
into a little bit of a dabble, because we didn't want to make this a full episode of the show because we just didn't know what to do with it. But it goes back to where Xbox wanted to do in the beginning of this whole entire generation, was they wanted to go full digital anyway, but everyone had a conniption about it of like, well, you know, you got to download this stuff, and like, I want a disc drive, or why can't I go to GameStop and go and get this thing? But if you buy it through them, they at least know, based on your account, they can check, oh, you own this product, and therefore you can have this forever. In the mindset, you can have it forever.
That's true, but like, so like when you buy a game, like it's on your, like, you buy a game, you download it. I could play that game on any console on my gamer tag and still have my progress, regardless.
Yeah,
if it's
because of
physical.
their new cloud save stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So regardless if it's physical or digital, like.
Well, yeah, but the saves are different because
Well, true,
it's
but
like,
it's I don't know, like.
no, I kind of get what you're saying of like, why as a physical consumer you have to go, well, why am I getting the short end of the stick? And it kind of goes with, well, sorry. I mean, that's really as much of an answer as they can give you, because
Yeah.
it's like, you chose to buy it physically for the benefit of if you wanted to resell it later.
Right.
As opposed to, I bought Destiny 2 digitally, and I felt like that was a goddamn mistake. So it's
Yeah,
like,
you-
but I have it forever. I can't get rid of it. I can't do anything
You're the
with
only
it.
person that can play it.
Yeah, exactly. So it's
Yeah.
locked to me unless I make it a family shared thing, but that's a whole other thing. So
I mean, originally Xbox did want physical to be able to. You could buy the physical game. It would tie to your account, and then you could like share it with other people.
yeah, pretty much what like the old PC games used to do. Where like StarCraft 2, if you bought that game physically, they gave you a code, and then you would redeem that code to make sure that that game is tied to you, that
Right.
you own that physical game.
Yeah, it's that easy to do it.
But people got
There
super
was too
up
much
in arms
backlash.
about it. Yeah, and they were like, well, hold the fuck on. Like, I don't want that to be happening. Like, that means that I can't get a new game. Like, that, because that would mean exactly that. If you went on eBay and bought StarCraft 2, but the guy already redeemed the code, you can't play that game.
Well,
like,
that-
the game's
that's
not
just
tied to you.
That's just assholes being assholes.
Yeah, but I
And I-
mean,
it-
PC players, that's the thing, is like, I think Xbox got so much of a backlash because of that, because they were trying to be more like the PC community, but because the PC community has been around a lot longer, the Xbox team being the first console to do this caused this whole entire thing of like, well, hold on, like, you guys can't do that because I want to go to GameStop. What if I can't buy a $60 game? It's like, well, if all of our stuff's digital, then we can do things like Steam and sell stuff at cheaper prices. But because you guys can't do that, we have to compete against Target, against Toys R Us, against Best Buy and all these other companies because they're at $60. So it's like, you know, if everything's all condensed into one area where everyone has to go through Steam, then you can do the sales. You can do the $5 for Limbo when it's normally 20.
Yeah.
But you know, it's like, I do, to reel it back in of the topic.
Yeah,
it's
we
like,
went off there.
well, I mean, you know, it's what happens. There's no time limit to this show, so it's whatever. But like with Xbox, it is tough to say, let's keep the Xbox because
of PC.
yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah, that's
if
another
you have
thing.
but you need a powerful PC to run those games.
Right.
Semi decent, like, you know,
Mid-range.
960 up is kind of where you want to go.
Right.
But it's yeah, it is tough. It is tough to say this is the console that you want. For me, it's easy because I am an Xbox fan. I prefer the ecosystem on it. I prefer being in a 4K. I have a 4K TV, like, monitor. I have access to all of those things. My internet's not shit, so I can stream Anthem in 4K. It's not a big deal. But as somebody that maybe only has the regular Xbox, it may not be that option. You may just go, yeah, if I had just a standard PlayStation, a standard Xbox, and a standard Switch, that probably should be the conversation I should think about. But I guess it would be hard to keep the Xbox. But for me, I would choose the Xbox.
Yeah, see, I have the PlayStation Pro, and I have the Gen 1.
See, there you
Xbox.
go. So
Oh,
you
yeah.
have a little
But-
bit
yeah,
more of a
but-
lopsided
But like
thing
I
to it.
said, I really I don't go too deep into the 4K. I just care about the frames, and like the game like runs smooth. Like
Yeah.
I like 1080p, I'm good.
Yeah.
4K, I don't have the TV or whatever.
Well, I mean, God of War's not 60.
to run it. but it's still a fantastic game.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that.
Like
It isn't.
I'm saying, how the game looks is lower than how the game plays and the overall content of it.
Okay. All right. And then Nate, so you would say your Switch would be gone.
I would still stick with the Switch. Yep.
Okay.
Of getting rid of it.
Yeah, yeah. Just
Easily.
because it's just not your like a whole bunch of it doesn't have your cup of tea in it.
Correct.
Okay. What would make you? Let me ask you. Let me go on your topic here. What would make you keep that console?
The Switch?
Yeah. Do you need time? I can go back.
No.
I can go with something else.
They would need some like PlayStation level, which I guess they do technically have PlayStation level exclusives. But they would need something like hard hitting that's like a more of a mature rating.
Okay.
Bayonetta.
Yeah. That's not really I mean, yeah, I haven't played that either, so I can't.
It's not. Is Bayonetta M? I thought it was T.
Oh no, it's M.
Oh, really? Okay.
Come on.
I mean, there's no actual nudity. It's just a lot of subliminal. I mean, wait, no, not subliminal. Sensual themes, I guess, because you don't actually see her naked, right?
No, but it gets pretty damn close.
Oh, okay.
It gets
Because the whole suit is her hair, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And,
so
like when she does like when we did like the final like execution or whatever, like
Yeah.
it comes off and she just like strikes a pose.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is really funny because she's in Smash.
Yeah. She's in Smash.
But well, and then also Persona is M, right?
yes, it's always
and then
been M,
yeah. So and I don't want to talk about this too much, but rumors that it's coming to the Switch, and I'm like, get out of here.
No, there's no way. There might be there is a Shinigami Tensei coming to the Switch.
People are only saying that because Joker and Smash, and people just like to jump on that.
Oh,
like,
well, the Persona idea, because they did
Yeah.
confirm Shinigami Tensei is coming to Switch. So because that was like one of the first press conferences they did, because they showed Jack Frost in a trailer at a Nintendo event. But that's the thing is like Shinigami Tensei has it has like two umbrella. It's like under an umbrella. Like there's two different games. There's Persona and then there's the Shinigami Tensei games.
yeah, I didn't know
And so
that.
they've kind of like blurred through, and sometimes they cross over. They do that Persona Q or something on 3DS or whatever. I don't know. Or there's like Dance All Night,
Oh my god,
which
yeah.
is like they have Persona 3, 4, and 5 now. That's
Oh,
doing
they
it,
have
but that's
4?
not on Switch. That's not on Switch.
I only saw 3 and 5.
Maybe there is 3 and 5. I know 5 is coming, but anyway. So
5's out.
oh, okay. But the thing is like I guess that rumor could stir things over. But it's like, I of all the companies I don't see connecting together, PlayStation and Nintendo almost are. It's weird that Joker is crossing over, and that we saw a PlayStation character coming first before a Microsoft character did.
Yeah.
But it's it's whatever.
But I mean, there's Snake, and Konami is so weird and so stupid
guess.
with their video games.
yeah, but I mean,
But Kojima,
PlayStation.
Kojima had a big part in that when he first
Yeah.
came in Brawl.
Yeah.
But now Kojima's gone, so Konami's like, okay, well, I guess we can.
So yeah, what would make you keep the Xbox?
Don't make Halo and Gear shit. And then also like bring more like really good single player games. Because like the reason why I gravitate more towards like PlayStation and I love Nintendo. Like Zelda is one of my favorite franchise. Like is my favorite franchise. Mario's just super fun, and I love Smash Bros. And then what maybe get the PS4 is one Spider-Man. I'm a huge Spider-Man fan, and all the JRPGs that they have that Xbox doesn't have because Xbox just doesn't sell in Japan.
Yeah.
And right now I'm way late to this game, but I'm playing Persona 5 and I'm having a blast with it. And like I keep going back, and I just bought DOA 6, so I keep going back and forth between both of them. But I find I spend more time playing Persona, and that's kind of I don't know if it's unfair because like for a fighting game you have to put in a lot of time to get good. But the RPG format is just a grind.
Yeah.
So I guess for Xbox, like I do like the menu and the interface better on Xbox than I do on the PS4. Like I don't like how I have to like scroll all the way up to turn down a freaking controller. Xbox 1, 2, you're done.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
Which is funny because I feel like critics actually like the PlayStation.
Oh, I've
dashboard
heard that
better.
too. I've heard that too.
Like-
and then
like-
people
I don't know
prefer
where
the
they get that
DualShock
from.
4, and I'm like,
I don't care.
I
like,
don't know where they're getting that.
Like I'm like, see, I grew up like the the PlayStation console I bought was a PS2, and then I went to 360, then one, and then I got my PS4.
Okay.
So I'm not loyal to one company. If I did, I'd probably have to pick Nintendo. But I don't like the whole like console war thing and like pick a side.
yeah.
I'm like, why not both? Like they all bring something good to the table, and
Gotta
they-
have both.
yeah, yeah, and like with Xbox, PlayStation, they just make each other better. So you need both of them, and then like I said, Nintendo just does their own thing. They look in like, oh, what kind of shenanigans you doing? We're not doing that. No, no, no. How do we do online?
Yeah. What's this online thing everyone keeps talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, like for me to in order for me to keep that PlayStation, I would just have to say, yeah, that interface sucks, man. I can't handle it. The fact that it's so fast and easy on the Xbox is like why I can't, like, in order to play certain games or a game that you want, you have to go up and then scroll all the way to the end and like click on it. Or
Oh yeah.
if you want to go and view your library, you have to like go up over a couple, go down, click on the library, and then you can see them all sorted out. Of like with the Xbox, literally tap the Xbox button, and then it's tab over game library, video library. Click on that, boom, you're there.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. You can't pin your favorite apps, right, on PlayStation?
I think you can.
I can't comment. I've never done it.
'Cause I feel
Yeah,
like-
I think you can. I want to say you can, but now
it
I'm
seems
not
like you
sure.
could, but like,
I
to
know
get to-
I know for Xbox now you can drop it in your tray. You can
Right.
like actually there's like a tab that's designed just for for thumbnails now, or like for pinning.
Mhm.
So if you wanted to
yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
have like, oh, I want to always have Apex Legends like right there on the go, you could just tab over, scroll down, and it's right there, and you just click, boom, done. You're in
Mhm.
Apex. So it's like that. It's so easy of how they do it.
I feel like they have that better because they work with computers. They're like Microsoft is
Software.
not
Probably,
yeah,
yeah.
the software of
Yeah.
computers. They know how to make a better interface. Like
Yeah.
I could be pulling this out of my ass. Like I
Hey,
don't,
no, I
don't
mean it's all opinionated anyway. I mean that's the whole thing. Is
because like I look at the Xbox thing, I'm like, oh, this is like Windows 10, or
Sure.
vice versa.
Sure.
Like they looked at Xbox, like let's make this like more like for Windows 10, or like they have more.
well, remember they were all trying to do Windows 8 for a while,
Oh,
and that was
Oh yeah, yeah.
oof,
I'm not a big
woof.
I'm not a big fan of that. I even though I have like a decent gaming laptop that I mainly do for editing,
Yeah,
but like I see very big similarities between the both of them, and I forget which one came out first.
Yeah.
Because like with all these updates, it just kind of I don't even remember what the interface looked like at first.
yeah,
a lot different.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So and then also the backwards compatibility thing. I think Xbox just has so much more fan based stuff of where they decide business ideas around, whereas PlayStation's just like, we're number one, so we're gonna do whatever the fuck we want to do.
True.
And like, if it takes us 5 years to make a game, we're gonna take 5 years to make a game. And that, as we've seen, has helped them
Yeah.
a lot. Like that's definitely benefited them in the long run. But while Xbox is just trying to pick up everything they possibly can of like, let's make backwards compatibility. Oh yeah, let's add Xbox to that now. So now every time you get your games for gold, you get Xbox 360, and Xbox One games. Like the games for gold thing was stolen a little bit from the PlayStation Plus thing, but the fact that they just kind of rolled that in and didn't upcharge anybody, whereas PlayStation did raise their prices up.
Oh, they did.
Yeah, about 2 years ago, I think they rose the price. Yeah, to PS Plus, and they didn't even change anything. They just kind of added They just kind of
That's kind of
kept doing
sketchy.
the same thing.
That's sketchy.
Then again, they did add party chat, so that I guess they did add, but that was just because of PS4 and Xbox, because they didn't have that with PS3. So it's just
Not gonna have
like,
competition.
yeah. So I
Save
guess
those best ideas.
for PS4, for me to keep my PS4, they would have to make so many, like, I guess, internal stuff. I will say they win in the games category, but just the overall console itself, as it being set up internally and whatnot, I'm not a fan of. I know a lot of people, like Nate was saying, a lot of people love that in the industry. They love the interface. I'm just not a big fan
I think it's
of
just
it.
because they just use it more. So
Probably.
they're kinda biased towards it.
Well,
yeah.
yeah,
And it's
yeah.
probably the same reason why they love the DualShock more,
Right.
because the DualShock's been around longer. So
And that's probably like why we like the Xbox interface better because we're used to it. I'm starting to get
True.
used to my PlayStation. It's not horrid. It's just like there's too many steps to do.
yeah, but
to
I
do
mean,
stuff.
even the Nintendo Switch has a faster interface than
That's
that thing does.
That's true.
I literally just go down and I can tap on the library thing, and all my stuff is, sure, it's laid out in a grid because obviously I don't have that much stuff there, but it's like, it's easy. I can just scroll down.
It's
boom,
also
there we go.
it's also a touchscreen.
Yeah, and then even when it's plugged in, I just scroll down, boom, library, done.
Yeah.
It's right there. But that's what it is, I guess. Yeah. So is anything else you wanted to add to that?
No.
I don't think so.
Next topic. Next topic that we're going to be talking about is what's next for Rockstar. So I did have this topic already thought of, but Nate, you chose it. Did you want to kind of lead this one? Maybe ask some of us some of the questions. What you think? You want to talk about?
Would you guys like to see a game other than GTA 6?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yes.
Okay.
I would.
Because that's obviously predictably the game they're making.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't like this whole rumor thing, but if it's the game you're thinking of, I'm thinking I want Bully too.
Ooh,
That's
I didn't even think of that.
That's what I want, and that's the big rumor mill.
Okay.
GTA 6 is inevitable. That's
Yeah.
I say maybe 2 to 3 years. Maybe when the next gen comes out. I don't know.
I would say next gen guaranteed.
Yep.
They're probably going to do this. It might be if it is a
Well,
launch.
I mean, it did come out in 2013, right?
But they had Red Dead. Because it's the same team, right?
No, the different team.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
It was
is.
Rockstar North that made. Oh, now I gotta look this up. Go ahead. I'll look this up.
It's different teams that do all 3 of them, right?
Well, yeah. Well, some of them will actually like have a subsection of the team to lead. It's kind of like when like Tomb Raider, like Crystal Dynamics and IDOS or yeah, no, dang it. Now I'm like really saying things. But like for Tomb Raider, they have 2 teams that work on it, and
It's
Eidos
Square.
Montreal,
It's Square,
what are you talking
right?
about?
Square's the publisher.
Oh, yeah,
so
that's
like
right.
usually Crystal Dynamics was the ones leading it, and then they took a step back to work on the movie, and so then another team took the lead, but that team has always been a part of it.
Oh,
But
It's
I
the
will.
team that did Deus Ex, I believe, right?
Yeah, so then I guess it is IDOS then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
maybe that's why I don't like this. Like they're all great, the trilogy, but maybe that's why I don't like the third one as much. Anyway, back on
It
topic.
is the weakest one, I think.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Bully 2. That's
Yes, Bully 2.
That's a different topic.
Yeah, no.
I didn't play the first one.
I loved
Bully
it
2.
because like my mom actually paid attention to the ESRB ratings, and she's like, "Yeah, you're not getting M games," and she's like, "I won't buy you those games. However, if you go to your friend's house and they have it, I have no control." It's just I
Create a
don't.
loophole for you.
Yeah, she wasn't overbearing, like which that makes sense. Like she just wants to control the stuff that's in the house, and like
Right.
looking back on it, like it makes sense. So
That's when you have your dad buy it for you.
my dad's like, ask your mom. He'd
Smart man.
oh yeah, but
That's how I got Vice City. Took my dad to GameStop.
But I enjoyed Bully. Bully was so fun. Like I put so much time into that. When did that come out? I saw it.
Yeah, Bully came out in 2006 on the PlayStation 2. And then later, 2 years later, came out on the Wii and the Xbox 360.
Yeah.
I did not know it came out on the Wii.
I
I bet nobody else did either.
And then it came out to Windows a couple months later.
yeah, I don't remember the Wii, but I do remember
Android and iOS.
There you
what? Hold up.
It came out in 2016.
So I have no excuse not to play it then.
I guess so.
Yeah, you don't.
I want to know if I can actually buy this game right now. Hold on. Keep going. Keep going.
But it's literally a kiddie GTA. But
Yeah,
it-
teen rated GTA.
yeah, but it's
Holy shit, it's $7. It's $7 on iOS.
Better than free
4.6.
with microtransactions.
4.6 on. Well, I guess this kind of came around the time when San Andreas and all of them came
Yeah.
out. So
Before that went downhill.
yeah, that is so weird.
but $7. That's not that
$7 for this game. Yeah.
not bad.
I'm sure the graphics are like really toned down.
Oh, they're pretty shit. There's actually like there's like spin-offs to this, like bad versions of the anyway,
which
go on.
I think is funny because like I feel like the phone. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like our phones now can handle better graphics than maybe the PS2 or maybe.
I
back
would
then.
say
I don't know.
if not on par, it should be the same.
Yeah, it should be relatively almost on par.
Like an iPhone 10, like a 10s, should run about the same
Definitely.
as PS2.
Yeah,
But they have to make it where it works with like most people's phones.
that's true. Yeah, so like it's like with computers. If you have the latest one, you can do the best graphics
Right, right.
and all that.
Rockstar Vancouver made Bully.
Okay,
Does that even exist anymore?
Okay,
That
I
studio.
didn't check that.
I feel like they are.
Rockstar Vancouver is nope, they were defunct in July of 2012.
Boo.
So yeah.
So what team? so that means another team would have to take over.
They would have to take
Yeah.
over, yeah.
Which I don't think is that big of a deal.
They'd probably have to make another team.
The Grand Theft Auto series are Rockstar North, which is the big one. The one that's in
London?
Ellenberg or Edinburgh. That's what it is. But yeah, they did Lemmings, GTA, Manhunt, and Agent, which is that's a different.
Man,
Rockstar North is making a new game called Agent. It's a stealth action video game developed by Rockstar North and published by Rockstar Games, announced in July 2007 and formally revealed in June 2009. Little has been made public about this game
So that
except
got canceled.
for
Basically.
its 1970s Cold War setting.
That sound. I want.
It was
that.
supposed to come out on PlayStation 3. It never did. But it's listed on this Wikipedia as to be announced.
Maybe
Somebody edited that
EA
Wikipedia.
2019. I mean, it's either scrapped or they're still still working on it.
Yeah, Rockstar North, Digital Eclipse, and Rockstar Leeds, which is in England. That one's in England. And then Rockstar North is in Scotland. That's where Rockstar North is. And then the LA Noire series, which is the game I
Ooh.
want to come back.
I would like that.
I feel like if they did LA Noire, they can do an NY Noire.
New York.
Yeah. That's my fan hopeful thing they did this.
I never played LA Noire, but from what I've seen
neither.
of it,
Holy shit, Bondi made this? Sydney, Australia. And then publisher was Rockstar.
I'd like to see another LA Noire. I'd go behind that, but
They
I
did remaster it, so maybe
Jesus Christ,
They're
dude,
leading up to
isn't
something.
it full price on the Switch? I find that very ridiculous.
Is it full price on the Switch?
If not, it's $40.
I think
Probably 40.
I think they came out at 40 cuz that was their whole selling point was it's $40 now.
across the board.
Yeah. Cuz it was $40 for Xbox One, but I got it on Xbox One cuz I'm like it's 4K now. So I want it. I bought that
Probably
thing.
$5 on
like,
PC.
Yeah.
I guess the better thing.
Pretty
would be-
much, but it's not 4K.
Very high settings, probably.
Yeah, you'd get higher frame rate and whatnot. There's Manhunt, which is the infamous.
I totally forgot about that game.
Dang, like they had the whole team working on this. They had Rockstar North, Rockstar London, Rockstar Toronto. Manhunt was
Rockstar
made
I've
on
never even heard of
the
before.
Wii. Wow. Yeah. So there you go. Max Payne, Midnight Club, Red Dead, and The Warriors.
Dude, I forgot Max Payne was also them. Jesus.
Yeah, Max Payne was not only them, but it was also Remedy. It was Remedy and Rockstar.
What did Remedy make?
Alan Wake, Quantum Break.
Oh,
yeah.
shoot. Yeah.
So yeah, Rockstar, Remedy then became their second party developer. Now they went third party, but yeah, that's pretty crazy. But I don't know. Like for me, Rockstar is definitely sitting at that. They are the icons of the video game industry right now. Like next to Epic, that actually just shot up over the last year. So, and even then, Epic still had a little bit of some building ground too, because obviously Gears of War. So, with Rockstar being such at a high pedestal, and then Red Dead comes out, and it's this like,
Fantastic game.
yeah, it's this art piece. But some people didn't like it because a lot of people say like,
Too grindy, or I know I've kind of heard that.
I think it's because did you play Red Dead?
Waiting for it to come to PC.
Okay, because it's definitely more on the story side. So in this
Which I
day
like.
in this day and age of people that want to play a game and then move on, they can't do that because it's just so beefy. It's like it's just this story. I'm not saying that as I didn't like it because I really do like it, and I like that aspect of it. But we'll get into story stuff in the next topic. But like to me, it's like I think that's the reason why a lot of people didn't give it that chance is because they have to go, oh man, I'm gonna have to commit to this for like the next 30 or 40 hours because this game is gonna have so many steer off this direction, do this side mission that has really nothing to do other than just because you like it. So it's more of a slowed down game, whereas GTA was like you hop in a car, you just speed across, and you can get across the whole entire Los Santos in like a matter of minutes.
Yeah, but that story is also pretty dense too.
No, I'm not saying that either, but it's faster.
That's true.
You're not riding a horse because this is the biggest map they've ever made.
Yeah,
so
the map is huge, but there's also fast travel.
it's not as linear as
okay,
you would hope that
yeah.
it would be, but
Yeah,
there is.
All I'm saying is I agree with you that it is a slower paced game.
Oh,
I just
again, I don't want it to come off as I didn't like the game.
No,
I don't mind that.
You said you loved it.
Yeah, but in why people don't like it.
Yeah,
that's why.
Yeah, I'm talking to the people who.
Yeah,
I think that's a very weak argument. Like, oh, really? Like you don't have the time? Like if anyone who played the first Red Dead knows any Rockstar game, the story is going to be dense. It's
Sure.
going to be very focused on the story and the characters.
Sounds great.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the thing is like but I will say because of the limitations that Rockstar had with Red Dead, it did flow a lot faster as opposed to this because it was a lot of like you ride to this town, ride to this town, ride to this town, but it's a pretty good straight line, or if not, it kind of forks off a little bit. Unless you're going to Mexico, then it's a little bit down there.
Yeah.
But with this game, it was a lot more towards like, oh man, here's everything, and you can go anywhere you want. And sure, but because like in the beginning of like the first 10 hours of the game, you're stuck in this like little blip. And you don't know it's little because you're like, man, I'm going all over the place. I can't even run to places. And then you like zoom out and you're like out here. And you're like, oh, all right, cool. I'm not even close.
Yeah, but the attention to detail and
That
like
is true.
the stuff you see by just riding around like the countryside.
Oh no, there was a moment where my dad came over and I wanted to show him Red Dead Redemption. I couldn't play it because I was doing the PT plays of it, but all I did was I just showed him. I showed him on the 4K TV. I was running on Xbox One X, and I just like panned, and it's just this like that alone right there sells the game.
Oh yeah.
But if someone was like, "Hey, I want to get into video games. What game's a good start?" I hear all this talk about Red Dead.
Call of Duty.
I wouldn't recommend Red Dead Redemption 2 because it's so intimidating. Like
Yeah.
Too hardcore.
yeah, but I would recommend GTA 5 because that to me is the game of the decade. I think the fact that
better.
4?
Yep.
I don't know about that. But like to me, I look at like everyone talks about, oh well, Fortnite should be game of the decade and whatever.
Oh,
and
God.
I'm like,
no.
in the eyes of Red Dead Redemption, a game that came out in 2013 and then didn't even have an online and then came out like a year and a half later, and then it has been still popular. Like to me, when I look at games and I go, what makes a game a 10 for me is they have to have all these qualities that GTA 5 just has. The story, the multiplayer, the fact that it like the development of all these characters. And then not only that, they go, yeah, you know what? We're going to add 3 people to them. There's 3 people's storylines you're going to follow. And the fact that you know these characters enough to where you know Michael, Trevor, and I just totally messed up of where all these like characters are going and what they're doing and what they want to be, and what their ambitions are and why they failed into their lives and
then
I don't know.
how they all cross so well.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah, like
Just instead of being a heist game, though, which is where I think 4 is a much better story, in my opinion.
Well, in the sense of like I guess, but the way because I did all the side mission stuff too, so that's kind of
Same here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're liking the characters development and stuff like that.
Yeah, character developments because I did not like Nikolai.
I could see that where the 3 characters are more likable.
Yeah.
cousin.
Yeah, no, I didn't like any of those guys.
I never really played 4. I played like the first part of it,
Yeah.
and I'm like, eh.
Yeah, 4's I did play 4. I just didn't really get too far into enjoying it as much as I like GTA 5. Just with the fact that I don't know, like the way it ends, the way that it begins, it just like it starts strong and ends strong. And
Can't you have multiple endings in 5?
Yeah, there's 3 endings.
Okay, yeah.
So it's like
I think
I don't.
4 does too. There's a couple different.
Hmm.
You have a couple decisions at the end you can make. Not as much as 5 though.
Yeah, because like I just didn't know where they. I don't know where GTA 4 was planning on going, whereas GTA 5 kind of just was like, oh yeah, this is pretty much how these characters are, and you're gonna see how fucked up their lives are, and how much they really need each other. Whereas Nikolai is like, he's kind of there. He's like the, the distant cousin that comes to America for the first time.
But he's
It's
badass.
it's pretty much coming to America, except replace Eddie Murphy with a Russian dude, and not a king. I guess he's more of the slums, so anyway. But yeah, I don't know. I definitely like where Rockstar has set themselves back of being like, okay, we are going to take the time to make these games.
Oh yeah.
But they've also earned enough money to do things like that, and still do constantly. Like GTA 5, they've even go on saying, and I've said this on the podcast before, is like they've even said the only way that GTA 5 is going to end is if we kill it, or GTA 6 comes out, but GTA 6 has got to pull those people over. Like, what is going to be the benefit of playing GTA 6 other than it being a 6? You know,
I'll say it's GTA Online, basically GTA 6.
I mean, right now, they were going to come out with story. They didn't do
Never
that.
happened.
Yeah, because they've just been constantly keeping the free updates.
That's the other thing where I put 4 above it, because 4 had 3 expansions to the main story.
One of them was good.
Or 2, I'm sorry, not 3.
Yeah, it was because I didn't like that Lost in the Damned, but I loved
Yeah.
Ballad of Gay Tony.
Right.
And then they brought Gay Tony back in GTA 5 for heists.
Mm-hmm.
And then they killed
That
the
was
main
funny.
character. Trevor stomps a mud hole in him in
The
the
Lost in
very
the Damned,
beginning. Yeah, which is funny because you're like,
We don't care about that guy.
well, it's because everyone's like feedback on it was we don't like Lost in the Damned, and then all of a sudden this happens, and you're like, oh, that's pretty funny.
They erased it from the timeline.
Yeah. So I don't know. I guess what about you, Nate? What do you think that should come out of Rockstar? Do you think? Let me give you this.
GTA 6.
GTA. Okay, so would you go
Well-
GTA 6, LA Noire sequel, Red Dead sequel, new IP?
Ooh, new IP.
GTA 6.
Okay.
Yep.
What do you expect that they just bring to this?
I think
Where
they
do you
should
wanna
definitely get
go?
a different city.
Okay.
It better not be
Do you want a new city entirely, or
Yep.
do you want to be like no Los Santos, no Liberty City?
not again.
Okay.
No.
See, I'm
If they
thinking
do, maybe Vice City.
that's
again.
what I've heard is a rumor that
Yep.
people want is Vice City, but that's Miami, right? Isn't Vice City
Yes.
Miami? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
That's like the other critically claimed one, right? Vice City or
It goes. I think Los Santos and Vice City are the two that people really talk about, and that's GTA 3 is Vice City, right?
GTA 3 is like New York. You know about San Andreas?
Oh no, that's the other one. People love San Andreas too.
Oh, San Andreas is what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Yep.
But San Andreas is in Los Santos because
Correct.
Los Santos is California, but San Andreas is the city. It's supposed to be LA,
Yes.
right? Okay. Yeah,
They
it's
keep
weird.
doing the same cities over and over again.
Yeah, they've only see that was the thing, and then they did GTA London, which was a long time ago.
I was gonna say I would like to see London. That was that like a mobile game?
I think it was, and then they did Chinatown Wars,
Yeah.
Chinatown.
which was on the DS, and
Yeah,
then I
it
think
was.
eventually
And
did
mobile.
get it did come to mobile.
Oh
Yeah,
my god.
but
Yeah,
for a
also
while
same
it was an exclusive to the DS.
Yeah, I remember.
So that was pretty
Was
cool.
it a top down? Did they go back to the top down?
Yeah, they went back to original GTA.
Interesting.
Yeah, because that was how Grand Theft Auto started. But
Yeah, I'm not sure what other cities you can do. I mean, I guess there's a lot of foreign cities you could do. They go to like China.
Japan,
Yeah, Tokyo.
Assassin's Creed won't do it.
exactly. If they won't do it, Rockstar can do it. I don't know.
Ubisoft
I
would be
think
so pissed about
I think
that.
I think Tokyo could be a good one.
Yeah.
It's a big city.
Yakuza.
Yeah, there you
That
go.
would be dope.
With it'd pretty much be what's that game? The one that's kind of like
Sleeping Dogs?
yes.
That's
no,
in Hong Kong,
That's in
right?
Hong. No, I think is that in Hong Kong? No, what's the Yakuza is the game,
Yeah,
isn't it?
I was about to say,
No,
are you talking about Yakuza?
Yeah, no, I was thinking Yakuza as in the actual Yakuza, but yeah, no. But
Again?
yeah,
The 10R.
yeah. So like, I didn't know if like maybe that was what you're talking about. But yeah, no, I think they could do something with that too, though, because there is a Japanese mafia,
Oh yeah.
and so it's like you could totally play on that. I think Tokyo could be a really good one,
Yeah.
but they'd have to call it something different because obviously Do they mention America? Do they mention the United States of America?
I know they parody it. I
Yeah,
don't know if
'cause-
they actually use the full the.
Yeah, because like
name.
all of it's a parody of what the actual world looks like.
Right.
But GTA is the only one that does that because like Red Dead.
Is more historically accurate.
Yeah,
I think what GTA does is what South Park does. They just make a fictional world, but it's a parody fictional world that emulates the real world.
yeah. But it's like
yeah, but there's no. You assume you're in the United States, but it's
Yes.
not because it's fictional.
yes,
So they can easily do in a country based in Asia, like Japan. Like what does anime do all the time? Neo Tokyo, Neo whatever. They can go that route, and
Yeah.
people go, "Oh yeah,
no. That's I'm not saying it wouldn't be. I was just curious to see if like because like we were saying like Los Santos is California as they call the whole, but that's the nickname for because Los Santos is a nickname for L.A., isn't it? So it's just weird that they called it. I don't know. I don't know the
like
California
real-
term.
like
I
real-
think San
real-
Andreas is the whole area, right?
San Andreas? I thought San Andreas was the city,
I thought Los Santos was the bigger area."
but their license plate says Los Santos.
I'm pretty sure
So it'd be
We're gonna have to
weird
get a
that their
map.
license plate. I actually have like 7 of those maps.
we need a fact check on that.
Yeah, okay, I mean, I can look at it.
Gonna have like somebody behind the camera to like fact check.
Yeah, where we don't have a producer on the show. I mean, I am technically, but I'm still doing the ones and twos.
Do you watch Joe Rogan's podcast?
No. I don't.
Oh, he has a person named. You need a Jamie. He
Oh,
has,
okay.
he has to do the fact check. Jamie, can you pull that up?
Good thing for phones.
World
Oh yeah.
does
What world?
GTA
Earth 3600, or
Set.
what's Marvel's?
Captain Marvel, was it 23
Yeah.
or something like that? She calls it.
Oh, I don't know. Like, well, because Miles Morales is like 60. No, that's Gwen 65. I can't remember. Marvel has.
So GTA 5 is set within the fictional state of San Andreas, based on the Southern California.
Okay.
So I'm
So
not going to
like-
go too much deeper into
Los
that.
Santos is the city then.
Yes. And so Liberty City, Vice City, Carter City,
The hell?
and the state of San Andreas have been all of the but GTA is in its own fictional world, and those are the
So
cities
they could
they've
do
been
anything.
to.
Yeah.
Because I think Carter City was the London one, right? Maybe. I don't
I'm
know.
not familiar with that one.
Yeah, that one was really. I can't.
I didn't even know they made one in London.
Yeah, hell, they actually have a little thing. Carter City.
I think that would be
GTA.
kind of cool too if they made another one.
It actually made an appearance in Manhunt, and then the Grand Theft Auto series referenced it. So they never were there.
Made a cameo.
Yeah, just Carter. Oh wait, no. What is that? Carcer? Is that Carcer City?
Yeah, Carson City. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an odd name.
Is the setting of Manhunt, a non-GTA Rockstar game, and then was referenced in Liberty. It's Carcer City is a decayed and crime-ridden city located in close proximity to Liberty City.
See, you say that name, and all I think is Carson
So
City.
it's the Gotham of
Pretty
Liberty City,
much,
basically.
yeah. That's pretty much what it is.
When you were speaking, I'm like, oh, when you said crime and disease ridden or whatever, I was like, oh, Carson City
Well,
or Reno?
it was inspired by Detroit and Flint, Michigan.
Oh God,
Oh, gosh.
Camden, New
Jesus.
So you
Jersey.
can't drink the water.
Yeah, East St. Louis
Oh,
and Gary, Indiana.
You had me at Detroit.
Yeah.
If that was made now, they'd probably add Chicago to it.
So
Because
there
I
you
heard
go.
Chicago's getting pretty bad. But anyway,
Southside.
that'd be very interesting if they made a GTA game or another game in that setting.
Actually, Chicago.
Liberty
would be a good
City was
city.
New York. Which one?
Chicago actually would be a good city.
Chicago would be.
I know
but isn't
Watch
that
Dogs
yeah,
did it.
Watch Dogs, yeah. Vice City.
Grand Theft Auto Midwest. Oh, you want to go fishing?
No.
Yeah, it would be crazy that
I guess
they,
that'd be Red Dead.
Yeah, exactly. It would be crazy if they went more like I don't know, if they did like half the country, like you could travel
Grand Theft Auto Hawaii.
Yeah.
out of Hawaii.
You know that would just turn into like a shared.
You'd be
shooter
Dog the
type of
Bounty
game,
Hunter.
though.
Yeah, exactly. It would just be like a looter shooter.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. I would like to see a LA Noir sequel. I know a lot of people have been wanting it. and it was really cool of just how like you could go through this historic. You get to see the Black Dahlia as like one of the cases, which is crazy.
I forgot you're into all the serial murder stuff.
Yeah, I just started getting it. I'm not like a psychopath about like, oh man,
Not
I've
yet.
been into this forever. But it's just crazy that like, I guess that might be the reason why. Like, I may have like this crime solving thing because with the LA Noir, it was kind of weird because everyone knows Rockstar for being the GTA guys, so you're always like against the police. But now you are a cop. Now you're like you need to go solve these cases that are real cases that needed to happen. Plus, the game looked fantastic back then, and now it looks even greater because it's in 4K. Because that technology is insane. They haven't used it ever again though, which
Oh,
is
you know
kind
their
of
face capture technology?
yeah. They
Yeah.
mocapped everyone's facial expressions because they were trying to.
I'm sure Andromeda used it, right?
Yeah, I'm sure they did.
You were just saying that it's a good game.
It is. I put 75 hours into it.
75 hours. But the thing is like with GTA or that they're obviously cartoon people, even though they're mocked off of regular like real life people. They're not like those facial expressions that LA Noir was. Like you needed to know what they were doing. If they were like looking around, like obviously they're telling a lie, or if they're looking straight at you and just having bone face, then obviously you're like, oh, okay, this guy's probably telling the truth. Like you had to use that tech in order to answer those questions. The story was good. It definitely heavily relied on the story and not much of the. They focused on story and not
Gameplay.
sorta.
World building?
Yeah, not really world building. I mean, they kind of did. Just more of like you can drive to places, but you can also fast travel to places like in between the cutscenes. So like if you were just driving for a while, if like they're like, yeah, you're here and you got to go here, you can just fast travel that if you want. Like they
Skip all
give
the gameplay.
yeah they give you that option if you wanted to because it wasn't really about that. It was about
The story.
keep going with the story. Which was amazing. I played LA Noir, the 4-disc Xbox 360 edition of it,
Oh, God.
because it was so
That's
big.
late in the generation.
It
Wait,
was
it was multiple discs to play the whole
yeah.
story.
In order to play it on Xbox, it was 2 discs for the standard, and then for PS3 it was 1. But then when
'Cause
you
the
got
Blu-ray.
because Blu-ray, and then when they got the special edition, the complete edition, it was 4 discs long on
Xbox.
Xbox 360, and I think it was 2 on PS3.
That's
Wow.
insane. So like when you get to the, please insert disc 3 to continue the
Yes,
story.
yeah. You'd have to pop it out, and it would say, "Don't turn off your Xbox. Just eject it, put it in, close it," and it worked.
And that was before they had you install the whole game.
Exactly. Before you had to do that. But now LA Noir is just on 1 disc, so you don't have to do it. And now you can put it on the Switch.
Yeah, it's on the cartridge.
Well, the crazy thing about the Switch is like they designed that thing. This is why Rockstar's awesome. Is they designed LA Noir to work on the Switch so much that they weren't like, okay, sure, you guys aren't going to get the 4K edition, but we're going to take the time to make this game. So you can play that game in touchscreen.
Oh, wow.
You can just touch to places you'll walk, and
Really?
Cole will walk over.
Why
and
is it not on my phone then?
I don't know.
That might be too
If
much.
it was
Same reason why
2016, it
BioShock
probably
is
would
still
be.
on mobile and it's not and never came to PSP. So that's why. So, but yeah, that's pretty much I would like to see NY Noir or something like that. It just is so easy to do that.
Speaking of the cop, it would be cool if they had a GTA game where the main character is like a detective.
Yeah, I mean, didn't they try to do it? Did they try to do that?
What if they did?
Maybe they didn't.
What if they do the approach of
Maybe.
like 5? You play as a cop and a crook.
That would be
That would
interesting.
be dope.
That would be very interesting.
Would
And then they
flip
have to work
between
together.
Yeah. Oh God, what it be or
It's like a buddy cop movie.
kind of be like I know it's one person and like but like it'd be kind of like a Dexter thing.
Sure.
Like you're a bad guy. Like you know he's a psychopath and he kills people, but you root for Dexter. He's the anti-hero. And
Like Venom,
yeah,
the lethal protector.
Yep.
Yeah, no, that would be crazy. That'd be a good one. If GTA wants to continue that series of like, hey, we did it with 3 characters, like we can do this
because
again.
I feel like that's where 5 and Red Dead 2 really shown
Red Dead 2 did
with,
do
with
multiple
all their
characters too.
with all their character interactions. Like I will always remember, and I will always die laughing when Michael's driving or Michael and Trevor are driving, and they have the hipster talk.
Oh yeah, so you're
You-
kind of a hipster, yeah? He's like,
You
"What
are the
hell is a
OG hipster. I abhor hipsters.
Yeah, yeah. And then there's like a whole mini game where I think Trevor gets so high he kills hipsters, and it's just hordes of hipsters.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
there's that whole side mission.
Yeah.
But like all those
series.
interactions in GTA 5, and then what you do in Red Dead 2 with
Yeah.
everyone you see, everyone from my side, I never played it, but I saw my friend play it like a lot, and everything I saw with the characters and how Arthur
Oh, Arthur's awesome.
interacts, even with John, like
Yep.
it was so awesome.
Mr. Marston.
You don't switch characters in that game though, right?
Do you want to know?
No.
Okay. Then we won't. Yeah, no. When I'm playing Arthur, I'm like, oh god, dude, his lines are so witty and so off the cuff,
Dude,
and they're like, he's such an asshole.
I love
that
him.
It's like, oh god, it's so good.
There was one time he was on a horse going somewhere, and I think he passed some woman's house. He's like, "Who goes there?" He's like, "Arthur, you dumbass." And then like again, like the random interactions. Like there was one where my friend stops because like he sees a guy messing with his horse. I think he's trying to like fix his like horseshoe or something. And Arthur's like, "You need a hand?" He's like, "Yeah, that'd be helpful." Dead. Pause. Horse kicks the dude in the back of the skull and just dead. And we're just like, oh, what just happened?
No, that's kind of the beauty of see with GTA and Red Dead like have glitches. They're not really game breaking. They're just hilarious.
Well, that wasn't the glitch. That wasn't the glitch. Like,
No. And they're like in the random interactions and whatnot.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because like otherwise, with another company that's known for doing that, Bethesda, those things break your damn game. Like I've never had a problem where.
Well, Anthem's breaking PS4s apparently.
Well, that's a different topic.
I know, but
but yeah,
you're talking about breaking stuff.
No, that's true. No, what I'm saying is like in the sense of everyone gives Bethesda such a credit of like, oh yeah, well they, you know, it's glitchy.
charming.
Yeah, it's glitchy and it adds a little bit to the grit of a Bethesda game. But then when Rockstar does it, you're like flying in the air and like it's not breaking your game. You'll probably die, but it's hilarious. There was a moment where God, the ragdoll physics in that game are so ridiculous. So yeah, so I was right. There's a mission really early on where you're trying to chase this guy that spots you in Valentine, and so you get on this random horse and you ride off because you're chasing after him. And there's a dude that's carrying a bale of hay, and I didn't see him the first time, and I just ran him over. I ran him over, and I flew off of the horse, rolled over, and then my horse just flies over and then lands on me and then rolls over and it kills me.
Oh,
and
no,
I'm
I
like,
thought that's did you die?
oh my god! Well, yeah, I have like a 500-pound horse just rolling over the top of me.
Sounds realistic.
And it was just like, but it all happened so fast that it's so hilariously done because
Please tell me I got that recorded.
it was on a previously recorded thing, and I won't be able to upload because that was when my Red Dead wasn't the recording got shot. But anyway, there are moments I still have done that because when you're riding a horse, it's kind of like this is the reason why I hated Lost in the Damned is the bike physics were shit. So because they were like, let's make them realistic.
Right.
So when you took a turn and you took it too fast, you just slide off your bike and just like skid across the concrete.
Gotta master it, Ryan.
Yeah, I never could. I didn't like that. But in Red Dead, it's kind of the same. Where if you're running full sprint on your horse and they get to a fence and you don't tell them to jump, you're gonna clip that thing and roll over the top of it, and it just like rolls right on top of you, and you're dead. But there was a video I saw that somebody. It's like it was titled like in Red Dead Redemption they don't give a shit or something like that, and Arthur's riding a horse and he falls off because he crashes into this wagon that has two horses on it, and they just roll over the top of him and he just clungs underneath it, and then the horse gets stuck in between the back end of the horse and the beginning of the cart, so it's just skidding across and like rolling over and over, and it's just getting pretty much dying, and then it slips underneath, and the whole time the guy is on the wagon, he's just like just sitting there, and then they finally slip underneath and rolls over the wagon rolls over the top of the horse, and then the horse just goes and then stands back up again. I'm like, that thing is probably dying.
Dude, that thing's a champ.
Yeah, but it was pretty funny.
But can we talk about how you can literally blow off people's heads in Red Dead 2, which is amazing?
Oh, I didn't even. Oh, yes. No, yeah. Because
Yeah,
if you take a shotgun
yeah.
at a close distance, you just blow their head apart.
I don't even. I think you can
Sounds
get like
great.
a power enough revolver too.
Yeah, yeah.
Dude, it is like my friend played. He's like, dude, you can blow people's heads off. Check this out.
Yeah, no, it really takes a lot of like real time physics.
Yeah, all the details, like we were saying, like the dirt on your guns and your clothes and Arthur. Like,
You do get dirty as shit.
dude, it's dope though.
And
Like
you probably do have shit on you. Like, it would not shock
your horse
me.
shits too.
Yeah,
like,
they're,
just
they're
randomly.
probably. Oh, yeah, it will. Like, you'll be in the middle of a cutscene and all of a sudden, like, just plops.
There's like
Just sit
you
on the-
thought shrinking horse testicles was good. We'll make them just shit anyway.
Yeah, anytime, anywhere. They're out in the open. They can do whatever they want.
Oh, there he goes again.
So it's like a real time cutscene.
No, yeah, exactly. It's like the South Park Stick of Truth thing. You're tapping A the whole time. No, it'll be like in the middle of a cutscene. You'll be just talking to some random guy,
Okay.
and then all of a sudden, out of frame, just a bit, you'll see your horse just take a huge dump, and you're like, "That's my horse. Like that's the one over there."
That's my horse.
Yeah.
Doot, 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 doot.
Yeah, that was an Eddie reference. I don't know if anyone got that one.
Oh, they
Um,
better.
So yeah, I don't know. It's just so I guess we'll quickly do it just to round off this topic. If they were to do one, you'd say
GTA 6.
okay,
Bully.
Bully 2.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, and then I would do. Oh, we didn't even go into explanation on why you did Bully.
Oh,
Quickly now.
I kind of talked about it. Like,
Oh,
like,
okay.
I grew up, like I played it, like because I was saying like my mom would let me play GT at
Yeah,
the
okay.
house.
I was probably still looking up Bully at that time.
Not paying attention.
Yeah,
Come
sorry.
on.
Yeah, he said it was a kiddie GTA. So.
Kitty
Yeah.
GTA. That was probably that's how I pretty much sold it too.
Okay, like it's. I think it was cool how you like did stuff in actual class, and it actually helped you in the game.
No, yeah, no,
Like-
yeah. You built
and it-
stats to help you.
And it actually added more in the 360 version.
Yeah,
Like there's more class.
because it was scholarship edition.
Yeah.
was the.
I just remember going to. I'm like I hated chemistry in real life, but like I think there's like a chemistry class in Bully, and you can make stink bombs if you keep going.
Yeah, and
I'm
you
like-
had to pass though. You had
Yeah.
to pass the classes. Like you actually had to pay attention
Okay.
in the classes.
I
you know,
like that
they're-
mechanic though.
Yeah, no,
I thought it was.
they do it in Persona 4.
Oh yeah, in 5.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I love that system.
yeah. It
just
built the
takes-
stats so that character will. So if you answer all of them correctly by the end of the character.
Oh
you
yeah,
get
for
this-
Persona 5, I don't care.
Yeah.
I looked them up because there's some of those questions. I'm like, how?
No, you wouldn't.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, there's like. They're like really like Japanese history ones. I'm like,
So you have
Yeah.
to pass a test?
Yeah, they'll ask you. You'll be in class, and then so for Persona 4, you'll be in class, and then the teacher just starts talking about some random thing, and then the question is usually loosely tied to what they just said. So they'll be like, "Oh, in America, the so and so was the first person on the moon. What was the first like spaceship to land on the moon?" I don't know. This isn't what's actually in the game, but it would be like as an example.
Right.
They would just say something like that, and you'd be like, and then they go, "Oh, so and so." You answer the question, and you'd be like, "Well, I don't fucking know." But-
Google.
Yeah,
And
but
they,
now,
they give you like 4 choices.
yeah,
Gotcha.
but everyone did like walkthroughs now, so you can just
Oh yeah.
skip all that jazz. Yeah, and then I would say I want an LA Noir sequel.
That would be my second one.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be cool, kind of cool to see Manhunt, but I don't think that's ever gonna
If I
happen.
played
No.
the first one, I probably would agree with you as well.
What, LA Noir?
Yep.
I didn't.
You wouldn't?
I probably would.
Oh, okay.
See, I
But I
didn't.
just
I,
haven't played the first
I didn't even
one.
play
Got
the
it.
first one, and I feel like it's a good choice.
Oh, yeah. I should let you. Well, I guess it's on my Xbox, so I should
Let them borrow your
play-
Switch. Do you have it on
Yeah.
the Switch?
I don't. I do have a Switch, but I don't have the game on the Switch. I have it on Xbox One.
I heard there's a VR edition that sounded.
There
kinda
is. It's only on
interesting to
PC though.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's weird. You have to do this to run. So it's just like this. But yeah. All right. We're moving on to our third and final topic. What makes it a good story game? We've kind of touched on this with the GTA stuff. We've kind of talked about this with our last topic or our first topic, but I guess the last topic kind of rounds it all in. Why do we like story games so much? This panel specifically, because we all do. So, who wants to start?
I say you start because we both started.
I feel like I've been talking. Feel like I've been talking a lot. The reason why I like stories in my game is, I guess, because of my film kind of in what do they used to say? My cinephile type of mentality of I love movies. So and some people don't think games tell good stories.
Bullshit.
I think that and I sort of agree and I sort of disagree. I think it's kind of the same thing of why people will consider video games art and some people don't consider them art. And we talked about that in our PT3600 episode about art. So stay tuned for that because it's awesome. But I think it's a yes or no situation of can a game tell a good story? I think it can, and a lot of people go, well, if a game tells a good story, then the mechanics aren't good. Kinda, maybe in some ways, but when I play The Walking Dead, I can agree to that statement because there isn't much gameplay going on in The Walking Dead, in Telltale's The Walking Dead. God of War. That's a good example for both.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
I think but they're very far and few between for the both situation.
That is true also.
So with games like The Walking Dead, the story is so crazy for even that first season, and then you're so emotionally attached to Clementine and Lee that at the very end it's just devastating. So I think that a good story can happen. Because that game legitimately made me get teared up. I didn't cry. I just teared up a little bit because it was just a moment. But it's like if a game can do that to you and drive an emotional response, I think that it just conquers this whole thing that you just never thought could happen from a video game. Like who would have thought that when you're playing in an arcade and you're playing Pac-Man, that for somewhere down the road, 30 years later, there's going to be games that have emotional takes on things. I guess Celeste has some of that, right? I don't know if you guys played Celeste.
No, I haven't played it.
But there are games that do drive some emotional responses to it, like The Last of Us, but even then, some people even consider that as the game mechanically isn't great, but the story is amazing.
Right.
So I don't know. That's kind of where I sit at it. What about you guys? Go ahead, Nate.
Oh, I was going to say I just finished Detroit. I guess it's another game, though. It's not the best example of the best gameplay
Yeah.
with the story, but that had an excellent story in it. Great characters. It just gives you motivation to keep playing the game.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Yeah. There's that taste of oh, there's more to this.
Right.
There's more of this consuming thing.
That's why I usually don't play the Forza games, even though I'm playing it now because the Game Pass was $2.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
But games like Forza, they don't really have a story motivation to keep playing.
Yeah, there is this sense of progression though that Forza 3 really does.
Which I'm just now finding out.
Yeah, where it's oh, you can build your festival and then continue building your festival.
Right.
And so because of that,
And the progression's kind of in your car.
yeah,
Too.
and so that's the thing is I guess that would be the answer to more of gameplay is over the story. There is a story, but that's literally 10% of this 90% of an awesome game.
Right.
So because I absolutely love the Horizon series, and the only reason why I didn't play Horizon 4 is because there's so many games that happen at the end of the year. But yeah, that would definitely be more towards the fighting of mechanics over story. And so yeah, I don't know. What about you, Tyler? What do you think?
Kind of piggyback off what you said. I agree with you, but I'm our video games are. I want to break it down even more generally.
Yeah,
They're all media, books, movies, video games. They're all sorts of media. So why can't they have a story or something like that? And who was it at last E3 that was people don't want story-based games. They just want multiplayer. Is that someone from EA?
Must have been. Sounds like something they would say.
I feel yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Oh,
know.
was it for Call of? No, it's not. That's Activision. I feel like it kind of came out of the Call of Duty because people were like, "Why are you taking out the story?"
Oh yeah, Black Ops
'Cause
did
nobody
take
played
that
it.
story. Yeah.
So and then the piggyback off what you said of it's a give or take, or it's either one or the other. Good story, not that good mechanics, or good mechanics, not that good of a story. I just say you don't have the right people working on it. Because look at Spider-Man, great mechanics, great story. God of War,
Basically all the Sony games.
yeah.
Well, also
Horizon.
the Mass Effect games were great. I didn't play Andromeda, but 1, 2, and 3, I felt I don't know why people. I know. Okay, I did play them years after 3 came out. So when I played them all, I played 1, 2, and 3 back to back to back. That's how I played Mass Effect. So this is where I'm coming from. So don't shoot me down in comments because I'm saying this. But I thought the progression of the story was great all the way through. 1 was a bit more gamey than the second one is. Actually, no, I'm sorry. Reverse that. 1 is a lot more story and you can really get into it, but it's a little slower. 2 is definitely probably the strongest one of them all.
Yeah.
And then 3, it gets into more of like, oh yeah, here's all of what you've done so far, and it all comes down into this game.
That's what people didn't like, because I think everything boils down to like 3.
Pretty
endings.
much, yeah. But I'm like, what did you want? It's a decision-based game. Like, it has to come
yeah,
to
yeah,
an end
yeah.
at one of these 3 doors. That's what's gonna happen.
And that's why kind of like what you were saying, like Persona has it, like the visual novel kind of aspect.
Yeah, sure.
There's literally no gameplay.
Yeah,
in
yeah.
visual novels, but it's all choices. It's a digital book.
No, yeah, yeah.
But I like that
Yeah.
Persona takes all the good, like RPG, dating sim, all that good stuff, and I'm having a blast with it. And even like, let's go older, like the Halo trilogy.
Sure.
I want to say great, but it's a good story. It's a
1, 2, and 3 are good.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then 4 was the last decent one.
I feel like 4 is the most.
Reach had a great
narratively-
story. Reach was dope.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
Reach
yeah.
was amazing. But even like the
Didn't
origi-
like the multiplayer in Reach.
even
though.
the original Gears trilogy, like it's a musclehead
No,
game.
and that's the thing is like I
But
never
Gears-
would have
but
thought.
Gears 3.
I never would have thought in Gears 3. I guess we won't really spoil it, but because just in case. But like in Gears 3, I never. No, we did spoil it on Bitcade. But anyway, I never thought that a game like that would make me have an emotional response to that. That was another game I teared up a little bit.
So you got
So-
the first one. They didn't need to make a sequel. The first one ended.
Yeah.
It ended well.
Yo, yeah, it ends
And then
and ends.
I feel like as a story, like the narrative standpoint, the second one is the weakest. Because to me, I need to go back and play it. But from what I remember, it's like, oh, you're here, do this, do that. 1 was like, it's going.
No, I would definitely say in
3
my,
was
my
the most
opinion, 1 would
solid.
be the best.
Oh my god, 3 was
But 3 is pretty good.
amazing.
I don't know. I didn't like the monsters in 3.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely. Well, I didn't really like the monsters in 4, to be perfectly.
Oh
honest.
yeah.
You know, like the little cogs or whatever they were, the robots.
Oh, the DBs, that's 4.
DBs, yeah,
That's 4.
That's 4.
Yeah.
Well,
Is that what
no,
you said? You didn't like the enemies in 4?
I didn't really like the robotic stuff
Oh,
in
okay.
4 because the projection face thing, and then
Yeah.
the like
I don't
what are the crawdad looking dudes, the little like with a big fish tail.
Oh yeah.
I don't like those
Oh,
that
yeah.
much,
Yeah.
but it's it's all right.
But anyway, like
4 is good. I just it's like the Marvel movies. It's like they're all great. It's just one of them has to be the worst.
Oh,
I
yeah.
would say 4 is probably the weakest.
and for Marvel it'd be Thor Dark World.
But like for what was I guess Judgment technically.
For me,
should
Judgment's the
be-
weakest.
Should probably be included
2
in
is
that.
actually probably my favorite.
Really?
Two?
Two?
Yeah. Well, I think Jameson's is 3. I think
3
that's what
3
he
is
said.
definitely mine.
I think 3.
I-
I would probably say I don't know. I can't remember. I've played 1 a lot though. So I
remember
guess
the first
based
one
on
being kind of weak
time.
on the story, but
Yeah, because
Yeah,
it's definitely
yeah.
more mechanic
Yeah.
game. Yeah, because
And then
again, that goes back to what you were saying before. Is there were meatheads originally?
Yeah.
and then
Tech
eventually
demo.
they got
It was yeah.
pretty much yeah.
Well, you can almost say that about,
HD.
Halo too.
I don't
Halo-
think Halo has
At,
a
at
great
first,
story,
at
really.
first, the first one.
Oh, okay. Combat Evolved.
Yeah,
Okay,
the first
all right.
one.
I was gonna say Halo 2.
No. But
Okay.
it did the thing like, well, granted, Marcus is not the silent or protagonist like Chief, but
Sure.
but you're both playing these badass people.
Yeah, big monster guys.
Exactly.
Sure.
And one is basically go destroy Halo, like go objective, destroy it. There's a war, yada yada.
Yeah, it's pretty linear of just A to
need,
B.
They didn't need to make a second Halo either,
Sure.
but they saw how popular it was, so why not? And
Not
they
always works.
yeah. Well, and then now we're in the age of we need to make a trilogy now, and
Yeah.
oh Jesus Christ.
Well, yeah, no, it's like, well, I think everyone's kind of copying video games in that aspect, and also seeing the success of like, well, people love something and they're going to keep consuming it.
Yeah.
Like what? I think I was just listening to Funhouse's podcast about when they were talking about Captain Marvel, and this is the 21st film. Is that right? Have there been 21
I believe
of these?
it.
That's so crazy.
Holy shit.
21 sequels to a movie.
And they've all done really well.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
and it's just like when you think about that, you're like, man, I don't even really know anything that has ever done that, and let alone, I mean, there's definitely been like a franchise that may has lasted that long, but like, when you conquer over, because I guess they're not technically sequels, but they kind of are.
And they're all different characters too, which is
Yeah.
impressive.
Yeah,
they're-
but that's probably why
they're
they've
all
been able
they're
to
all
keep
the
them
same
alive.
movies in the same universe,
Sure.
the MCU. So they're all like you said, they're sequels, but not.
Yeah.
But like
When you look at like Friday the 13th, and it's only had 12 movies, and that's like the longest I know that something is
But
gone.
okay, I know we're going off topic, but like, can we just like what Infinity War did for superhero movies? 10 years to build to that,
Yeah, no. Yeah.
and that is my favorite Marvel movie to come out to date. Don't at me, change my mind.
It is the best one.
I have a friend at work that says Winter Soldier. I said fight me.
It's close.
Yeah,
I would
it's-
say
that's
Ragnarok.
that's
but
a great.
just
That's a great
Ragnarok.
one. Winter Soldier, I think, was great.
Ragnarok might be in the top 5.
Yeah, I'm a big.
I like humor. So
Yeah, that's why I like Spider-Man. I'd put Spider-Man Homecoming in the top 5.
Mhm.
I know people don't really like it, but I'm like,
It's definitely
Whatever.
the best one. So.
yeah,
In the MCU.
yeah.
I guess
You mean the best Spider-Man?
live action. I would say it's the best live action.
I need
Because I liked a lot into the Spider-Verse.
Yo,
Oh,
okay,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
That
We're getting too far off,
yeah,
but
sorry, yeah.
but
Welcome to the movie podcast.
I'll give you like 10-second blurbs if you want to go into that.
no. I'll just say Spider-Verse is the best Spider movie to come out so
Okay.
far. Anyway,
Back into it.
yeah, back story. So, like I said, if you're in a position you have to sacrifice story or gameplay,
You're probably EA.
yes,
Or
And
Activision.
yes, you need to get better people because like all these examples that we listed off, like even like Last of Us, like you're like it's more story based.
No, it definitely is. I mean,
still fun.
I think James from Funhouse gives it a lot harder of a time
there's-
than anybody, but he
and-
always says like it's the best movie I ever played.
Yeah, and that comes with that, like you were saying, like playing Pac-Man or like the original Zelda. Like Miyamoto based that game of him as a child going out in the forest and just doing stuff.
And then Pokemon was based on the creator of Pokemon liked caterpillars,
Yeah,
and he created ideas
and
of like of
you
that
would
game.
never look at Zelda or Mario, and then like Metroid had more of a story than both of them, but and now look at them, especially Zelda. Like I know, like they did it like at the in the middle, like oh crap, there's a lot of games. We need to fit a timeline,
Yeah,
and they kind of
the
haphazardly.
Zelda timeline. Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't want to get I don't want to get into that, but my point is,
The fact you need a book to decide that is crazy.
but Breath of the Wild, like Skyward Sword and Breath of the Wild are the most story-driven Zelda games to come out to date,
I would say that. Yeah, sure.
and Breath of the Wild is my second favorite Zelda game.
That Majora's Mask, you wouldn't say like has story to it?
Oh, okay, yeah, that when they started to do the story narrative is Ocarina of Time.
Okay.
is when Zelda started to have their very fleshed out timeline, or no, sorry, just like a story.
Like
'Cause,
a solid, like
yeah.
we're gonna focus. You guys already know that here's the mechanics of Zelda.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go into
First
more.
one is just go on an adventure. Second one is like, yeah, the bastard child.
Yeah.
Third-
Well, at least it's not a Sega CD game, or
Yeah.
what is that? The Panasonic.
Oh god,
one?
yeah, it was this. It was this
the
CDI.
Yeah, CDI. That's what.
But and then Link to the Past is when they kind of started to have a little bit of a story.
Okay.
And then you have you have the Link's Awakening. I think you have a couple more in there. Maybe the Oracle. No. Then I think after the Game Boy one, I think it was Ocarina of Time, and then that's when they're like, "Here's the Zelda format." And
Did Wind Waker have a good one?
yeah,
See, I always have been intrigued to play Wind Waker,
oh dude, Wind Waker's.
but
That's
I
the
just
only one I've ever played.
really.
Wind Waker. Dude,
You had a
play-
Wii U, or
GameCube?
GameCube.
Dude,
yeah,
Yeah.
because it did come out for a Wii. Yeah.
Dude, the HD remake is so beautiful in that. Oh my god! Like,
Yeah, I like the art style to it.
So,
but
yeah.
I know a lot of people that don't like that art style either. So.
I remember being a kid and I was like, at first I was like, what?
yeah,
and then
looks
I
like
played it-
cartoon, man.
Yeah, but he's such a staple. That's such a staple iconic Link now.
Yeah, Toon Link now. I think is
Yeah,
what they call it.
yeah, Toon Link. Yeah,
So with games like that, I guess it's kind of like, do you consider that this story is such a big? So when a game gets announced, do you look into that a story is going to be a big part of it?
Yes.
Okay.
I guess it depends on what I'm looking at.
If not, I usually don't play it.
for
Interesting.
okay, so like with Zelda, like
I'm gonna be right back. I go blow my nose. So
Okay.
because it's starting. I'm starting to hear myself. But keep going. Keep going.
For Zelda, it's more of like it's a Nintendo game. Like it's more mechanical. Like you look more at the mechanics, and
Right.
like this, like the story's gonna be there. Mario, you jump around, you save
That
the
definitely looks
princess.
like it has a story.
It's very bare bones.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't play Mario for the story. You play for the tight platforming.
Right, for the gameplay.
And then you got Spider-Man, that has everything.
Mhm.
Great mechanic. Like I like the mechanics for the most part, and an amazing story. Like the
Definitely
story.
by the end, yeah. It's a
Oh
great
God,
story.
yeah, dude, and like all the love and care they put into that game,
Mm-hmm.
and even the DLC is pretty solid.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Like I 100 when I got my PS4, I 100%ed it. I bought it, the DLC 100%ed it. Now I'm going back through it on Ultimate mode,
Okay.
New Game Plus.
I hate doing that, but okay.
I
You like the challenge?
oh it's yeah. I hate how they spike difficulty, and they're like, we'll make you a complete piece of paper, and we'll make the enemies like sponges.
Yeah.
And they just take like Spider-Man for me for the most part. Like I need to play it more because I only did like the first. Where am I? I can't remember, but I think I forget where I am in it. But
This is on your new game plus.
yeah, I'm still in the beginning. But from what I noticed, like yeah, they do more damage,
Mm-hmm.
but they still take like this. I could still finish them off in a combo.
Okay.
But what I think
Don't
is
want to take a hit.
yeah, but what I think is better about Spider-Man is like you need to focus on your dodging. That's all
Yeah.
Spider-Man's
You
thing.
played Spider-Man, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And like with New
That's
Game
right.
Plus, you
I
have
did.
all your
I remember
gadgets. So like in the New Game Plus, like in Ultimate, you have all your gadgets, which makes it way more fun. Like you have to focus on shocking people, throwing them to the wall, or
Mhm.
keeping them suspended, or trapping them. It's really fun.
And that's one thing I didn't really have to worry about mastering on normal. You don't
Oh
have to worry
yeah,
about the gadgets too
punch.
much. Yep.
Yeah.
Which I do. My one complaint about that game about mechanics is I wish the combat was a little bit better. Everything is just one button, or
Right.
for strikes.
kinda button
for,
mashing a
for
little bit.
strikes.
Yeah.
Like you have the triangle for the webs and all that, but I like the whole
That's the throwing mechanic.
punching and kicking are two different buttons.
Mm.
Like
So then you really have to combo.
yeah, exactly. And I feel like if they just did that, the combat would be better. Like I like the whole the suits, the powers, and the gadgets you get. I think that's all amazing. But like
And the
as
web
far
slinging.
oh my god,
Yeah, I mean, it definitely leaned more towards like how
Batman.
what do they call it? Well, Batman, God of War, the hack and slash, I think is what they call that genre.
well Bayonetta and Devil May
Bayonetta's
Cry.
probably,
Devil May
yeah.
Cry are the biggest names for that. I almost said
Yeah.
it.
Well, I
would-
think now a lot of people really just because I think Batman got a lot of people into that. Though.
Yeah.
Right.
So now a
It's
lot of people,
addicting.
yeah, a lot of people refer to it as like, oh, is it like Arkham battling? Like even when Assassin's Creed was already like on their way to doing it,
Yeah, they've been
Batman
doing it
came
for-
around a little bit after that, but people still said like, oh, so the fighting style is turning more into Batman style now? And I'm like, I guess, yeah, sure, because everyone knew what everyone played Arkham, so it's
Right.
like there's that sort of feel that it's like, oh, okay, yeah,
the counter.
the
system.
revert, yeah, exactly, the counters and the using the heavy, the using the light,
Yeah.
that's pretty much what they were doing. But yeah, I think that was I think they just were like, here's the bare bones that we want to do, and then we're just gonna build around that. Like, here's the style of gameplay, and then let's just build around that. Because I think that's kind of how Insomniac really works with it, because they all play very nice, but they also play in a way of like, you came over, not in real life, but like just in the sense of like, you come over and you see Spider-Man and you're like, oh, I want to play that, and you're like, here you go. You immediately know how to play that game, or
Yeah.
you know how to play Ratchet and Clank, or you know how to play all this other stuff. So it's like, I think that's kind of how Insomniac is also done.
Easy to
'Cause-
pick up.
Yeah,
I kind of like those games where it's easy to pick up and learn, but kind of hard to master.
Right.
sure.
And that's where I think fighting games come in really well. Like I'm playing DOA 6, and I think DOA is a good example of a fighting game that you can come in and button mash and still do decently. But if you want to be real good, combos. And I feel like there's a bigger skill gap in between that and like something like Marvel vs. Capcom, Street Fighter. I think those games are like really hard.
Yeah. So I guess kind of tying it back to
sorry.
the topic. No, I'm going to go on that. Is in games like that you do play though, and this obviously the story is not a big deal. It's
Yeah.
all about
Oh,
the gameplay.
Yeah, well,
So, but like games like Mortal Kombat have added since then.
yeah.
Injustice.
DOA 6
Injustice
has a
and-
story, and holy shit, is it a clusterfuck?
Yeah. So it's like it's not really focused on.
No.
But games like Injustice and Mortal Kombat, I guess that development team has really thrived in is they started adding these storylines to it now.
Well, I
I'm
think-
really curious to see what Mortal Kombat 11 has, but
I think Injustice is it's a good example. It's not because Injustice they're just taking a comic book story for the most part, aren't they?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like
Well, are they
I would
more?
say
Yeah.
so.
yeah,
Yeah?
well, because
I, mean, I don't
I
read comic books like that.
yeah,
but-
Oh,
well,
okay.
yeah. There's an Injustice comic series, isn't there?
Now there is.
Yeah.
Not before the game.
Okay, that's right. Okay, then I'll
So-
take that.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, so because like what I saw it at work, I saw these Injustice comics. I'm like,
No,
oh,
they do exist, but I think the first game came out before that.
okay. I kind of want to.
Or in the lead up to the game, I think.
Oh, okay. See, but see, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Oh.
They definitely tied 3 mediums together. Of
Yeah.
just this like, here's the movies, here's the games, and here's the comics, and then they're gonna kind of like throw them all into one thing for the game. And so yeah, I don't know. I think that it's definitely a different change of pace where a game kind of tries to do both, and I think it's really hard for a game to do both. And if they can do them successfully, then those games live on forever. Like GTA 5, it's like,
Yeah,
here's story, here's the mechanics. It's not hard to play. You can easily pick it up and you can easily know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Plus, here's some more meat to the bone. And or games like GTA 4, because I'll reference that for Nate there.
Thank you.
Red Dead.
Yeah, Red Dead has done it. But games like LA Noire didn't do that. They really focused heavily on the story and didn't really focus a lot of time on the gameplay. The gameplay's not shit. I want it's
But
it's good. Oops, sorry. It's good, but it's not the it's not what a GTA or a Red Dead is. It really just focuses on here's the minimal stuff of like a GTA game would have, but we're gonna really more go towards stories and solving cases.
Is there gunplay in it?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's like the one thing.
It's more of a mafia style instead of more of a GTA.
That's
style.
the one kind of thing like a GTA 5. Like I wish they kind of improved is kind of the gunplay.
Hmm.
I don't know. Like
You don't like the auto aim?
yes and no.
Yeah.
It's so easy. Like in online when you try to do the wave battles, you're like yep.
Yeah.
But as far as engaging, it's kind of boring.
Sure.
But like going back to I want to piggyback off your LA Noire. Well, you're talking about that you put yourself in a detective spot. It's more story based. So like when you're looking at the mocap to see if those perps are lying,
Yeah.
that's part of gameplay.
Sure.
So to say it's lacking,
No.
yes and no.
Yeah.
You're talking
I was
about,
just
like,
saying more of the
yeah,
devil's
yeah.
advocate style
Yeah.
of,
Okay. Yeah.
of those games would be like they really more rely on either or. And I think GTA 5 definitely hit both, which is, again, like I said, those are the games that live on forever. Whereas LA Noire kind of was a splash in the pan. It was a fantastic game. It's kind of like, to relate for Nate over there, is Quantum Break was a fantastic story game, but then it kind of went away because no one's really focusing on the gameplay aspect of it because the gameplay is kind of not great. I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe
it's
that's what I
not
remember.
amazing.
Yeah, it's not like
It's a little repetitive.
it's a pretty you kind of understand what you're doing.
And they tried to do that whole TV show thing.
They did that was
Which is
kind of it
kinda
was
cool.
interesting. Yeah, it was interesting.
CW budget level
Yeah.
TV series.
But I think it's just more of this like rotating thing of what are the games that everyone remembers and what are the games that die, and it's like
Usually the ones that have both.
yeah, and like Call of Duty has lasted for so long. No, but before that, Call of Duty lasted for so long.
Modern Warfare 4.
Well, even that of
Or
like
Modern
Modern
Warfare.
Warfare, like I would probably say, I mean, even back before then, like Call of Duty 2 had a pretty decent story too.
Yeah.
So it's just like,
It started to go down at Black Ops 2, from what I've heard.
yeah.
That's
So
the
it's,
last one I played.
it's like the continuation of all these stories have kind of brought people into continuing to play these games because you attune to both those audiences of the multiplayer, the shooter fans, the story aspect of things, and then you kind of keep growing on those. But they've just haven't changed that formula because Activision just sees dollars. It's the same thing with Guitar Hero. It's like Guitar Hero had
Dude, that
they just liked mechanically, and so then they just killed it. Tony Hawk, they liked it mechanically, everyone bought it, and then everyone got sick and tired of it because they didn't change
the
it.
problem with Guitar Hero is it got so oversaturated during that time.
Sure.
Other people wanted to come in, like, and then Rock Band is
Well, I mean, the people. It was kind of a respawn situation where everyone like was with Infinity Ward, and then everyone's like, we want to do something different, and Activision's like, we're gonna take you to court for it, and then they won, and they were like, peace out, and then we're gonna make our own thing. We're teaming up with a new studio, and we're gonna make a new studio. But they need a publisher.
What's up, EA?
Exactly. So they went to EA, which is a real slap to the face of Activision.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, yeah, it's kind of like with those developing teams, you definitely do see like those teams that really did make those hardcore story games have branched out and just done their own thing. They've left and continued doing something different. Or the games that wanted to focus more on multiplayer and more on gameplay have branched off and did their own things. Epic was one of those things. They wanted to continue doing something with they wanted to do something different and not make Gears of War anymore. So Cliff Bleszinski left and Microsoft kept Gears of
Coalition.
War. Yeah, and went to Coalition, and then Epic went and did their own thing.
Is that the same thing with Bungie too? Bungie and 3-4?
Well,
343?
yeah,
Or-
well, Bungie wanted to go and do something different because they didn't want to make Halo anymore. But they were like, "Hey, you're the Halo guys, so we need you to keep making Halo." And they were like, "Well, we don't want to do that." So they left, got signed with Activision,
and then they made
and-
Destiny, and that's a disappointment.
and so then they were like, "Well, we want to make, we need someone to make Halo," and so they went to 343, and I've heard they only were gonna make Halo 4, right? And then they just kept
I'm
making
not sure
it.
about that.
Yeah, they were
Because it was well received, maybe.
Yeah, because it
No,
was
they did a
like
good job.
Well
yeah,
said.
they wanted to keep doing it, and so
Made another trilogy, baby.
they wanted to keep going. So the thing is like those games that live on forever. Like my point is the games that attach to being both of them. I honestly don't think. I'm not saying this because I'm a Fortnite hater, but I'm saying this legitimately that I don't think Fortnite will be here 10 years down the road like GTA 5 has.
You don't think it'll be like a Minecraft? It's just always.
Yeah, and that's the other thing.
Oh yeah,
but,
dude, Minecraft. Wow.
But
that
Minecraft even has added things to make that like so meta of a story.
Minecraft story mode.
Yeah, exactly. There's Minecraft story mode that make you more involved in it. By the way, that game is not bad.
Never
Minecraft
played
Oh,
story mode.
I forgot to
The
say.
Telltale one.
Forgot to say, rip Tall Tale Games.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
that's a little bit more of the dark side of things, but
Good example of story, and then like
exactly, they
you
don't.
started off with The Walking
But
Dead.
yeah, but that's like that's like I was saying. That's like a visual novel kind of.
Oh God, I'm so sad that I'll never get to play The Wolf Among Us again. I'm so.
Or another Batman.
Oh my God,
I was
I'm
actually.
so mad about.
Isn't that kind of like, I don't want to get too deep into this, but wasn't there kind of shady business deals or?
Yeah, it was higher up shady business deals that were
Oh,
going
boy.
on. So yeah.
Strikes again.
Yeah, that's what happens. Don't do it because you'll get caught. Yeah, so it's like I don't know. Because it's like what are those games that have lasted for so long, and you see that the things that get the 6th installment or the 7th or the whatever installment, those games. I mean, look at even Fortnite. Like when they decided to make Fortnite, it was supposed to be a mock off of Minecraft. Like that was the whole design. It was like we're making a shooter Minecraft game.
They had the Battle Royale later, right?
Yeah, they added a battle royale when PUBG was popular.
So-
So it's like, and then that saved it. And so it's like, the game wasn't designed to even be the way it was. They made a story game, and I
no
mean,
one plays that.
no one plays that. Jameson did for a while. He actually enjoyed it. He actually enjoyed that more than the battle royale. So I don't know. I never played it, so I can't say too much about it. But he really enjoyed it. And I remember for like months he was playing that game. But yeah, when Battle Royale came out, it just obviously took over Fortnite. And now Fortnite isn't known as that story that was supposed to come out. It's known as the Battle Royale that was literally a last minute stitch to save this game they've worked 6 years on. So, because I remember reporting on that, or like looking at reports on that like several E3s ago. And then it just has soared off to being the Battle Royale.
And sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're good.
But look at Overwatch, a clearly
Sure.
multiplayer game. But what do people want from it?
They want a story.
Exactly.
But they get
And-
the meta storyline. They get the cut, like the
When a new
YouTube
character
video.
is released.
Yeah,
Jesus
exactly.
Christ. Well,
I'm not
there's-
really a fan of that.
There's comics. I think it's
Oh yeah, there is a comic
there's
book series
comics.
now.
There's actually like I like it and I dislike it
Sure.
because for the events I haven't played Overwatch in a while because I kind of
I
dipped
haven't
off.
either.
I don't like what Blizzard's doing with it for the most part. As far as like they keep switching up the meta to keep the esports interesting, which I think is stupid. Honestly, I'm not a.
They spent a lot of money on that.
I think esports is cool,
Yeah.
but you don't focus your game around it, and that's what Blizzard's doing. I feel like with Overwatch.
Well, there's the Overwatch League.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like fine, have it. But do what Smash Bros is doing. Look at Sakurai. Doesn't give two shits about the competitive scene. He just makes a solid game.
Yeah.
But anyway, so like Overwatch, like people want a story from Overwatch. They're kind of getting it, but like, and like you're saying, like what stands the test of time? when you have both. Look what won the game of the year or something. It was God of War. But look at the games. Like you had God of War. I think Red Dead was like got on there.
Yeah, I mean the nominations. Yeah, it was like
look at the
God of War, Red Dead, Spider-Man,
Odyssey.
Odyssey was on there.
but Odyssey. I mean, come on, that's just from a fun game standpoint.
Yeah,
That's got a good story in there. Not as good as God of War, but
yeah.
But like okay, look at the 3 out of the 4.
Big game. It was a big game.
yeah, huge game.
Three of the games,
Sure.
all story.
Yeah, no.
Wait, when you said Odyssey, were you saying Assassin's Creed or Mario?
Oh, Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Okay, I was thinking. See, I go Odyssey. I think immediately Mario.
Oh yeah, no.
Nintendo guy, huh?
Yeah, yeah, no. I think
The Odyssey came out like 2 years ago. I'm an idiot.
yeah, because the thing was, is a lot of people kept saying like, because the joke was that single player games are dead, and then literally all of 2018, a pretty big majority of them that were on the top of the list were single player games, and I think it's very, very, very difficult for a game to just have both of those.
Seems to be either or most.
Yeah,
of the
it's
time,
really, and I think that is the whole point of this conversation is it's either or, and if someone figures it out, then they live on forever.
I feel like JRPGs for the most part have that formula. Because
Sure.
I mean, I've only played
Which one?
JRPG like Persona 5. Persona 5.
But I mean, like, which one of
Oh.
they focus on one or they focus on
both.
both?
Both.
Oh, both. Okay.
Because Persona, like
Sure.
every character has backstory. There's a reason for them to be in there, and there's an overarching story, which is really good. Plus, you can also deepen your relationship with all your teammates and all that. There are great mechanics of like making new personas stronger. I think is a pretty fun turn-based RPG system.
Mm-hmm.
Some people don't like the turn-based RPG. I understand that, but I like it. Like I started playing Octopath.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
like it.
That's definitely a very heavy story.
But I dipped off. What for? Oh, I think I got Smash after. I can't remember. But I dipped off, and now I'm like, Persona.
Yeah. So now you're back into another big.
Oh yeah. And then I look at Octopath. I'm like, man, I should really get back into that. But like you're saying, it's such a dense game. I think it's neat how there's 8 characters and they each have their own story, and all that, and the all kind of group of misfits is going around trying to figure out what's going on with them. And I've got too far into it, and I don't really know the story, but like.
It is a pretty heavy game, and it's
Yeah.
definitely something that you gotta like really focus on too, because each character has their own story.
Oh yeah,
so
and
it's like, you
yeah,
gotta
that's
figure
how I
it
feel
all
about
out.
Persona. Like I'm borrowing it from my friend, and I want to give it back to him, and I'm gonna buy my own copy.
Yeah,
But I'm in that delicate balance of I was just going through it, and then I'm like, I do this every time with like RPGs. Like I need to slow down and actually like do stuff.
yeah.
So now I'm like, I got all these people, and I'm trying to max out friendship, relationship status, whatever. And what's neat is like the more you interact with them, you get battle bonuses. Like you get bonuses in battle or whatever. Like with the teacher, you get your relationship up with her enough, you could slack off in class. There's a time I just got this last night. You're in the middle of class and you hear on the intercom, and she calls out the other teacher. And you can do stuff like you could build like tools. You can read, which actually reading it helps with your stats.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you need high stats to talk to people. Like I just from Makoto, like, oh, you can't hang out with her if you're this smart. I'm like, wow, thanks for calling me a dum dum.
Yeah, no, I've been in that situation before too when I
But
was doing Persona.
It's
Persona
nice.
4.
Like every mechanic, like it gives you a reason, and
Sure.
it's all there. It's all compact and
But again, that's why the game has lasted from, I think the first Persona is on PS1. So it's like
yeah.
it is lasted on because of the fact that they're able to capture both those elements of good gameplay and good story. So it's like, yeah, that's why I look at things like Death Stranding is the game that is coming out, and
the game
it's
that
like
no one knows anything
Yeah,
about, but
and
everyone's freaking out. Like, oh my god!
to me, I think like first off, it's getting really overhyped.
Oh yeah,
And I think everyone needs to chill for a while.
impossible.
But the thing is I think that game is going to rely so heavily on story that it's not going to hit that gameplay part. And I think the game is going to come out. Everyone's going to love it.
A certain percentage of people.
Yeah. And then going to kind of move on from it. And I think that whereas like like God of War that came out this year, that we gave Game of the Year, that Primal Target gave Game of the Year, that the Game Awards gave Game of the Year, that I think IGN even gave it that. So it's like when those two elements meld so well together and so smoothly that you don't feel like you're just being jobbled around, it makes it such a fluid way of like, here's what the developers are going to give you, and you're going to be along for the ride, but you're not going to feel like you're along for the ride. You're going to feel like this is
It's still a game.
yeah, this is a game. I don't know. We'll do some last minute thoughts here, starting with Nate over there. What are you feeling about all this stuff? Some last minute things, I guess.
On the
Closing statements, I
stories?
think. Yes.
um,
Of just why stories are a big part. Why you enjoy stories, maybe, or why stories are a big part, or
yeah,
why the combination may be a big deal.
I just go back to what I originally said about it's really the main motivation for continuing to play the game.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, it's not very interesting for me to play.
Sure. You feel like
Um,
it's a waste of your time?
Yeah. Yep. I know a lot of people would say, "Well, you might just watch a TV show or watch a movie."
Yeah.
But I feel like it's a different enough medium.
Yeah, like what I was saying, it's different forms of media
Right.
that just kind of, with technology, they just kind of blend together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just gives me a reason to play.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said, those are really mainly the only games I play are story-driven games. So if I see at E3 that it's like, I see Anthem or something like that, and it looks like it's gonna be
A looter
very-
shooter.
right? I'm like, oh, okay, on to the next one.
Yeah, yeah. What about Borderlands? Do you not like Borderlands?
I have not played that game.
Okay.
Yeah, I've heard it's pretty good though.
It's a looter shooter. It's I would say the grandfather of that. So
But
if you
I
like,
feel like there's more of a story to that. I don't know.
no, there is a story to it.
I probably
mean,
like the
I'm just saying.
Telltale Borderlands anymore. So.
Yeah, you probably would. That one's actually pretty funny.
Yeah.
You probably like that one. And that one's
Um,
done. The Telltale Borderlands is.
Yeah, I know now with Telltale being out of business, I'm like, do I want to really go back?
Yeah,
and play
go
something
and play the ones that are done.
That's never gonna have a sequel now.
Oh my
Oh my
god!
God, yeah.
Again, like I said, I always kept telling people play Wolf Among Us so they make a sequel to that game, and then now they're like, they'll never make it, and it's just
Well,
That
to
was
say,
the last
to
episode,
say
no
never might be a stretch.
it's so heartbreaking.
It's depressing, but maybe a company out there, I'm like, hey, you want
Buy
to
the
continue?
IPs.
Yeah, or
I don't know.
Get-
Skybound's making Walking Dead now, right? That's
Finishing it off.
yeah. What's his Kirkman? That's Robert Kirkman's company, right? Skybound's his company.
Not familiar with that one.
Oh, but yeah, Robert Kirkman, the guy who made The Walking Dead.
Oh, okay.
He like has his other company.
And they bought it.
Yeah, and they bought the rights to it, and then they hired all the developers to come over to like some of them to come over and build with his team the rest of the game, so that season could be over.
that's neat.
Yeah, you guys
Isn't
both
the
shook your head
Telltale-
yes at the same time.
I think some of the Telltale employees have formed their own company too. So
Really, I didn't
Oh,
know
maybe.
that.
Yeah, really?
I don't know if they have enough cachet to
Make
get
Wolf Among
IPs.
Us. Make Wolf Among Us.
Go support them on Patreon.
Yeah, right.
Oh god, if I see that they're making a Fables Patreon, because it's based on a comic book series called Fables, and okay, for those that don't know Wolf Among Us is pretty much like, because I'm a Disney fan, so when I found out that there's a game that's based on like fairy tale characters set in this gritty world.
It's a very adult world.
Yeah, they all swear. Like Mr. Toad, like says he like swears all the time, and oh my god!
So
it's
the complete, almost like the complete opposite of Kingdom Hearts.
yeah, but they're not like they're like
Generic
the
characters.
Brothers Grimm type of characters.
Oh,
So
okay.
they have the same names, but they don't have some of them. So like Beauty and Beast, that's their names. Their names are Beauty and Beast. Or Snow White, her name is Snow White. And so because the brothers, I don't think Brothers Grimm made Snow White. Maybe they did. But anyway, the fairy tale is named Snow White. But Beauty and Beast is the name of that fairy tale, not Belle and Beast, know,
Okay.
because Belle
Okay.
is the copyrighted
Oh, yeah.
Disney character. So they kind of loop around that. Mr. Toad, there's a Disney
guess you-
movie of
yeah.
Disney of Mr. Toad,
You-
but Mr. Toad is also
You
a
can't
book.
you can't copyright the name Beast.
Yeah, yeah. Well, also because they're all the same characters, they're just not their names.
Almost
so-
like they're a parody-esque.
yeah, but yeah, because it's more based on the actual non-copyrighted fairy tales that exist.
Source material.
Yeah, like they have the three little pigs, but like one of the pigs, I can't remember what his name is, but
Doesn't he
Big
like live in the apartment?
yeah, he lives in Big B's apartment, who's you, and Big B is the big bad wolf. So he's been a part of different stories. He's been in Little Red Riding Hood. He's been in a couple others so he's been in the Three Little Pigs. So the pig is hanging out at his apartment saying like, you fucking blew my house down, so I get to live with you for a little bit. Like back when they were living in the fairy tale world, and he's like, I guess that's okay, whatever. Like, or you can tell him to hit the curb or whatever. But yeah, so it's pretty awesome. Anyway, that's why I like Wolf Among Us, and it ends on such a fucking cliffhanger. I'm so mad. I'm so mad because the last choice you make is literally seconds away from the end of the game, and then it just ends because whatever was going to happen in the next season, and they never
So
did
it must
it.
not have sold very well initially then.
They were eventually going to make a season 2, but then that was like when they were canceling all of those games, they canceled a couple of them, and then they canceled the Wolf Among Us, and then I'm like, oh god,
Trying to
and then they
focus on the big
canceled
IP ones.
Yeah,
That was the precursor.
exactly. And then you're like, why are they canceling all these games? They're making so much money on these things, right? Then they canceled Batman, and then we're only gonna focus on The Walking Dead and finishing it up, and then all of a sudden these allegations came
psych.
out, and you're like, oh my god, what's happening? Anyway, last minute thoughts right there for you, Tyler.
I kind of said Kingdom Hearts, and I was thinking like, God, that's a good example of a game that came out, was really big. I swear to God, I feel like Square has a dartboard when they're making the Kingdom Hearts story, and they just throw random darts.
Sure.
I swear to God, like,
It really is just a game
Jesus
just to have all
Christ.
those Disney characters.
Did you play it,
in
Ryan? The new one?
Not the new one.
Okay.
Oh, well, I
But
mean,
it
at
was just a Disney
PAX. I
person
played
that
at
you would
PAX.
play.
I played at PAX. But I did not play the new one because I wanted to play all of them before I
okay.
played that.
Oh, good luck.
But yeah, it's pretty hard. But yeah, I played the first one.
You really don't. Okay, here's the thing. The funny thing, you really don't need to play all of them either.
No.
I think
I heard the third one you do need to play at least some of Kingdom Hearts, though.
Well, yeah.
That's what I've been told.
So
you need to play at least some
my
Kingdom
friend
Hearts.
who's really into it, we're talking, me and my buddies, and they're like, so if I wanted to get into Kingdom Hearts, which games should I play?
All of them.
No.
You need to play all of
He's-
them.
He said, what did he say? He said, Birth by Sleep,
Okay.
1 and 2, or just 2. I can't remember. But you got like Dream, or did he say Dream Drop? I don't know, because Dream Drop is like the
Could be
There's
any
so
of
many
them.
DS and Game Boy Advance versions of these stupid games.
Oh, I know. And then like for PS4, it's like the story so far. It's like $100 for all the games just to get them on PS4.
Yeah.
And it's not on Xbox.
I don't know
so you
why
can't
they
catch
didn't.
up if you-
Oh, I
don't
know.
why they
That's kind of
didn't
the
do that.
low key kind of reason about a PS4 is because I wanted to play I wanted to get the story so far.
Yeah. I had a PS3, so I bought that bundle, and then I not returned it. I eventually
many
got rid
fucking
of it,
remakes for
and then
them.
I got this one, and then they announced later that they were doing this whole bundle thing. I'm like, fuck this. Then now I have them all on different. I have all of them on one disc,
And
and
they're
then
kind of like
three.
remastered, right?
Yes,
Dude, they
and
remastered-
also
They remastered them so much.
the one that came out just recently, and then the one that came out before that, like in the bundle sense, contained all of the Nintendo ones, the ones that were on like the 3DS and the two, or just the DS or DS Lite. I don't know, whatever.
There was Dream Drop, Chain of Memories, and
But there's like
think another
4
one.
games. The 369 over. I don't even know
yeah!
what the fuck that is. Like over 2. I don't know.
My friend's like, oh, the title it's a dumb title, but it makes sense because like it's like
It's a dumb title and a dumb game.
I think because like the 2 comes from there's 2 people, like you play as 2 people or something.
Sure.
I don't know, and it takes the span of a year or so. I don't know.
That's the name of the game. It's like an equation.
Yeah, it's
Three-
Kingdom Hearts
365 over 2.
Yeah, or something
yeah.
like that.
We love you, Square, but what the fuck?
Yeah.
Was it?
I'll stick with my Western games.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What that totally derailed.
But why you? These are your last minute thoughts.
So
It's just a worry.
I remember what I was about to say. I agree with both of you on this. Like,
Sure.
because like with you, like we both love movies. We both have we both write.
Yeah.
Me being an author, I really focus on character arcs, and I love to see like if it's an arc, if it's a flat, or if it's a like a negative, like where this character is going in their journey and who gets brought along, who gets yeeted.
Sure.
This character's dumb. Yeet.
Yeah.
Um.
I'd love to see a character fail and then
Ooh.
have to make a comeback.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
that's the hero's journey.
Mm-hmm.
Or like call to action, see if they do it. That's why I love the anti-hero
Right.
more so much, and even like in the Spider-Man game, Spider-Man's all about him failing, like not just the game, but like just his whole character. He's a high schooler, and what makes him so good is he's more human because you see him fail versus Superman. Yeah, he fails, but he's so boring.
Yeah,
do-
no,
he
that's
could do
I mean,
everything.
that's kind of where Stan Lee was going at. Like
Yeah.
when he was making Thor, he's
Oh
like
yeah,
he looked. Yeah, he was
the
like
flying.
he goes. I never understood why Superman could just like jet propulsion himself off the ground like without even doing anything. So when he designed Thor, he made him have the hammer so that he can wig it around and then launch himself,
Yeah.
and then he can fly.
Physics.
Yeah,
But that's the charm about Spider-Man, is he's
He's
humanized.
like a regular person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
he's just one of us.
yeah. Oh my god. But
He's just a kid.
but even like
That's me.
even like Batman. People love Batman, and he's relatable, but not as the same extent as Peter Parker.
Sure.
But like Bruce Wayne, he's kind of you call him an anti? No, he's not an anti-hero because he doesn't kill.
No, he's definitely a hero.
Yeah, DC characters aren't relatable, but I feel like they do have good arcs still. They have motivation to be
Yeah.
be their personality. I feel like
They can be.
Yeah.
There are some.
Depends on
but
who's
they are
badly-
basically
the-
gods.
Yeah.
Depends
Yeah.
on who's at the helm.
Yeah, I think a lot of it has to do with the writer of the story, but yeah, I mean, I guess for wrapping my own up a little bit, I've said it multiple times. It's like you get those combinations of best gameplay and best writing, and you put them together, and you make something great. You get the 10s, you get the 9s, you get the 8s even, and it just will soar off into being its own thing. I definitely think mechanically, maybe sometimes those games do fall a little short, but where
Especially
they
when they're open world.
yeah, but like even relating it back to Halo is like Halo may have a bad story one moment, but they have like Halo 5 more specifically may have a bad story, but mechanically the game is fantastic.
Well, when the first one came out, it was revolutionary.
well, that too. But it's like with the fact that those games can do it is that they can continue being beloved by several people or by millions of people or thousands, whoever buy the units. But it just makes those are why those games can be so good, is where they might fall short on one end, they'll continue making it better on the other. And balancing it is always what those companies are looking for. And you can definitely tell where a lot of indie games have soared off into being fantastic games because they can tell such great stories with their games, whether that be little. Now, I'm not wanting to make it seem like we're talking about they need to be these grand stories, but like
Sometimes simple's best.
but yeah, like for example, like Super Meat Boy. Like Super Meat Boy's whole storyline is literally he's a sack of meat and he's trying to get Bandage Girl, which is his girlfriend, being held hostage by his arch enemy, Dr. Fetus. And that's the whole that's this whole storyline.
Dr. Fetus.
Yeah, but like
A parody of Mario.
I don't
Diabetes.
but the whole thing about it is like Dr. Fetus is in this like mech thing he controls. Anyway, so but the thing is the story doesn't need to be great, like this long 40-hour experience. The mechanics of that game are definitely leaning more towards the mechanics of it, but the story is you're constantly doing that in every single game, in every single level. And yes, it's more of a Mario situation. Why Mario has continued to be it, because the story wasn't so bad that no one could understand it. It was simple. The princess is gone. You need to go get the princess. Oh, it's not in this one. This is where Toad is, but you released him. Continue on. Go and fight the rest of the Koopas.
That's kind of the same formula Zelda had, and then
Yeah.
Ocarina of Time came out, but it's still a save someone.
Yeah, but then they continued building on it, and sure, Mario's a little bit of a bad example on this because he keeps doing the same thing.
The same story.
But, yeah,
Mamma
but
Mia.
the thing is like that's what the audience is for. It's supposed to be like your baby's first game, is because not I'm saying it's a baby game, but I'm saying it's supposed to be where a young person or someone that's never played games to start enjoying it, understand the simple story, and continue doing it. And that's where like the formula continues to keep going. So that's my last minutes of that, because we've talked for almost 2 hours.
Damn, really?
We could have watched a movie.
We could have watched a movie. That now you know how it feels when we're recording our other stuff. So anyway, I think you guys did great. I had a feeling this was going to be a good podcast, and I think it was
We
pretty
tried.
damn good. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys want to watch more, make sure you definitely hit the subscribe button. You want to subscribe to here. If you're listening to audio, yes, there's audio versions of this podcast. You can listen to the full entire edition of this podcast on iTunes and on Podbean for Android listeners and Apple listeners. Obviously, you got just regular podcast app. You can also listen to this on Facebook. It gets uploaded there over on the Facebook page because when you upload to Podbean, it just throws it over there. So you can actually, if you want to, you can go over to Facebook and search Primal Target. We're over there as well. Links in the description below for all of our social media. So if you want to go and follow it, there you go. There's a random video of the past. Or actually, no. There's just videos at the end of the end card because the other videos have that. Anyway, I know how to edit this video.
You can't even remember your own format.
There's so many damn podcasts that we do and so many videos now that we've been producing. There's a lot of awesome stuff that's going to be coming in the next couple of months this year of 2019. There's a podcast that Tyler's on where we talk about anime on PT 3600. That's coming out really soon. And man, it was really good. If you want to listen to the podcast that Nate was on, which is the movies episode that we did for PT 3600, that episode's really great. Yeah, it's just a lot more. So I'll let you guys be the last people to talk here because I feel like I've talked a lot. We'll plug your whatever you want to say. So starting with Nate, is there anything you want to plug?
No, but I'll be in my room.
Okay. You'll be on the other side of this camera.
I've been out of my room for long enough.
Yeah.
I did not sign up for this.
So if you want to do that, if you want to know where he's at, he'll always
I'm
be
the
there.
sixth man.
Yeah, exactly. So put comment section below, hashtag bring Nate back. Tyler, anything you want to plug?
I'll plug it again. My YouTube, TKashikoi. Same thing on Facebook and Twitter, even though I'm not really on there
Sure.
that much. I try to have a presence, but
Yeah, it's kind of like our same thing with
Dude,
Twitter. We're like, we try to have it, but it's hard.
I hate Twitter. Like every time I go on Twitter, I get like pissed off at what I see.
Oh, okay.
Not to get too into it, but like I just look at it like, wow, look at this cesspool.
Yeah.
And then I just dip.
Yeah.
Trolls.
Everyone goes to Instagram,
Just,
man. Go to Instagram.
I do have an Instagram
There
too.
you go.
And I'm not present on that either.
Oh, man.
Because
It's good.
I
think
go
it's
back
good
and
network.
forth between my own personal one.
Just gotta do Facebook, man.
Yeah. Facebook is good.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, you have your own YouTube channel. What do you do on your YouTube channel?
I'm just a freaking weeb. I just talk
Yeah.
about anime stuff.
Yeah.
Reviews. Like if you like JonTron, PBG, stuff like that. Like it's like my format's kind of like that, just for anime.
Okay. Yeah, go and do the things. We'll see you guys in the next episode of Bitcade. Good night, everybody.